T.J. Hooker returns next week at this time. Now a special presentation.
Word Balloon is brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners.
Hello.
Oh yeah,
Welcome
to the Oh Yeah podcast.
I think we're
Yes,
episode 2024, I believe.
Sure.
Close
Sure.
to
Well,
it, right?
it's certainly the final episode of the Aya podcast for 2024.
The last one ever.
Special guest joining us, Wayne. Good to see you, Wayne, from Canada.
Yeah, Wayne's a
Good
good
to
man.
see you
sir.
guys.
Hagums.
What year is it up there?
We're still in 2024, I think.
Oh wow! But you're at like last Wednesday though.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Canadian time.
Yeah.
Did you
guys
celebrate?
are like 20 hours behind us.
Did you celebrate Boxing Day?
Yes, we have.
I wore
Boxing
this
Day
for
up
you
here.
today. My Everlast shirt in honor of Boxing Day. I wore it because I knew you're coming on here. I got to dress like a Canadian. Yeah.
Well, you need a toque.
A toque?
Ooh,
A toque.
What's
The
a
hat.
dangerous.
You know, the
what
like
that
Mike
is.
Nesmith sat on the Monkeys.
One
Is it?
minute.
Yeah, all right. Wayne's going to
I
bring
don't
it
know a toque.
And Bob and Doug McKenzie, the snow hats that they wear already.
Like
with the pom-pom on top of it.
With the ball on the head on the top.
Yes, exactly.
That's a toque.
That's a
I
toque.
thought he was talking about what's on the front of a Fruit Loops box.
Yeah.
It was Wayne. Wayne's got his toque on.
I never knew that was called a toque.
Why is that called
With
a
the
toque?
pom pom. That's a toque.
Do we know the etymology of the word toque, Wayno?
I would say because of its spelling, it's French in nature.
Makes sense. Yeah.
T-U-K?
Oh, no, it's a T-O-U, T-O-U-Q, T-O-Q-U-E, something like that.
With a Q in
Ooh,
there.
I didn't know there'd be
Yeah.
spelling today.
Oh,
I know why there's pom-poms on the top of hats, though. I know where that originated. I know where the etymology of that was from,
Ew.
where it started.
Mario sent us
Wanna
nice
keep the mystery.
Christmas cards that he illustrated. Thank you, Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Like
you go.
Mario's
There you go.
card.
Here, but I moved it. I put it under the Christmas
Where,
tree.
where did the Christmas balls come from? The ones on the hat. Like,
It
why are they on there?
It started in the navies, where the guys would wear the hats and it would have like a little pom pom on it, because when they would duck, they would know where the top of the thing is, so they wouldn't hit their heads when they went.
Oh,
under.
geez, I hit my head again on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah, but what if the ceiling's lower than the toque? Then
Well,
can
that's
hit
why you
your
wear
forehead.
the, so you can
That's
brush
why you wear
up-
the toque, Artie.
That's
So
why
that
you
it-
can
that it
brush
knows.
your balls up against the toque.
It's like your tennis balls hanging from your garage ceiling when you're parking your car, and you know you've gone far enough.
I got upstairs tenants called the Toques. Family Toques live up there. Deep
Toque
Rat
sounds
here.
like a character that'd be in the cantina of the episode A New Hope. Star
Or like
Wars.
in Star Wars, Rose Tukey.
You'd have
you
his
know?
That
toy.
guy in the
Better
toque doesn't like you. I don't like you.
My balls don't like you.
Hey, I want to take your toque somewhere else, buddy.
My
Fair
toque
enough.
doesn't like you. My balls don't like you.
There's
Yeah.
already a
Speaking
guy
of
with
which-
a toque. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Skeleton Key, I am stunned, or Skeleton Crew, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am surprised because I'm like, I don't want to watch the Goonies in Star Wars,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm liking it. I'm shocked.
It's really good.
Yeah, the new episode I think was the best one so far.
Yeah, I called the Skeleton Crew. Just like Alcolite and Skeleton
Uh,
Crew.
hey, guess who's joining us live from Terrificon, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh.
Indiana
Rich.
Jones. It's Indiana
Oh,
Jones.
this is like a crossover episode.
Wow.
Right.
We're having all
We're all
kinds
on
of
there.
Trek watching podcasts.
Mitch Halleck to block. It's
Look
like
at him
Hollywood
go.
Squares.
There it is.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think it would be a completely different show if Red Skelton was on Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton
Yeah.
Red. They could just call it the Red Crew.
Did you know that Red Skelton was during, and this is a terrible chapter in American history, but during World War II, where they had the internment camps for the Japanese Americans because they didn't trust that they were going to stay loyal to America.
Sure.
Red Skelton was hired to entertain the internment camp. A few of them. Hello, good night, and God bless. Don't rat us out, you traitors.
Is that
All right,
bad?
nobody
Why is that
acted.
bad? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just weird. I just thought it was odd. That's all.
They needed entertainment too.
Oh, 100%. But ask Sulu if Red Skelton played our internment camp. I remember as a child.
Well, the name Red, that's already questionable back then,
That's
right?
probably why they hired him,
Communist Red?
right? Yeah.
Because wasn't he a communist being called Red?
That was he was Red pre Red Scare.
Red
Yeah.
Skull.
He back to the 30s or whatever.
You know,
he was Red.
if Stan Lee was around that time entertaining, he would have been called Beige Skelton.
Beige Skelton.
Yeah.
Hello, true
I
believers.
wonder if Skelton had brothers like Power Rangers. There's a blue Skelton, a green Skelton. That'd be pretty cool. Purple Skelton.
They entertain different camps.
And then they could be the Skelton Crew,
Nice.
we'll hear about
Like Gallagher's brother, who,
And they're all wearing-
unbeknownst to Gallagher, who was going to all the comedy clubs and entertaining as Gallagher, only cheaper.
Yeah.
And Gallagher's like, "What's going on?" And he had to sue his brother.
Do you know
Now
in
this-
Mandalorian that place where Amy Sedaris? what's her
Yeah,
name?
the curly hair lady.
Yeah, where she had the garage when the ships come in.
Yeah.
Do you think she has little like tennis balls hanging for the ships when they come in and where the
No
park?
question.
Like
No question.
Probably.
you have in your garage?
She makes sweet love to Jawas, she said on there, and they're all fuzzy.
Scotty has
She's
them.
into the
they
Jawas.
fit up all in there.
Yeah.
Scotty has them in the shuttle base when the Galileo's coming. Make sure to hang the tennis ball before
You
it
gotta
parks.
There's got to be a Toque episode in those Star Trek shows. I don't watch any Star Trek, but I know all about it because I watch your guys' show. And I know that one show is getting separated from continuity or something.
Well,
I saw something about that.
All right,
Deadly.
honestly, for those of you who do watch Star Trek, I love that all the haters have pounced on this little inside joke of Lower Decks where they showed a normal Klingon look like those orc Klingons from Discovery, and because they're alternate universe, like, well, that means that Discovery isn't really canon, and it's like,
Oh, is
right,
that what it is?
well,
I just
that's the viewer theory, Artie. I don't think it's true.
I saw a
Didn't they-
link. I didn't follow. I just saw the link title.
Didn't they
It's
do
no
themselves a
longer canon.
disservice by changing the Klingons once again? Like they keep changing
Yes.
them. Why do they keep changing them?
They should make them real handsome.
Make them
That'd be cool.
make them consistent with the other shows is what I would say. And it made no. I mean, honestly, I kind of think, and forget again. I really want to hear what everybody else thinks, but I know that a lot of new people are like, well, painting the Klingons brown, that's blackface, and that's wrong. And I bet those producers are like, yeah, something, maybe it is. So here are purple Klingons that look nothing like the Klingons that we've seen for the last 30 years. But that's my feeling.
Are they purple now? The
They
Klingons?
did it next generation. Well, it depends on how tight you squeeze them, but
Yeah. Mhm.
they changed them in next generation where they gave them the ridges and stuff.
Right. Well, also the first motion picture they gave the Klingons ridges.
Yeah,
That's the first appearance of the weird-looking Klingons, right? Because they always
Well-
look like wasn't I Dream of Jeannie's husband a Klingon?
Yes.
I remember that. I know that because of the Mego toy. Everyone said that, and they were customizing that guy because Mego released a I Dream of Jeannie toy, and people were buying that guy and shaving him up to look like her husband.
Michael-
It was weird.
Michael and Sarah, who also played animated Mr. Freeze in the Batman animated series. He's a brilliant actor.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's weird. It's weird when you invite. It's weird
Yes,
when you
he's a
invite
man.
that guy
I
to
agree.
a bad joke. But it's weird when you invite that guy to a party. People keep asking him, "Where's Sarah?" I invited Michael and Sarah. Where's? All right, see, I got to work that one. I got to start
You got to
working.
workshop it. Yeah, workshop it a little more.
That's not good. It's not going to
Sure.
the final show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if I call it Jackie, Mike and Jackie. I don't know. That's not right either. My wife,
I don't-
Jackie, and the kids. Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
I like it.
But yeah, I mean, I don't mind talking very briefly about Lower Decks, and I honestly, the last 2 episodes I thought were just fantastic. And this whole season, I think it was a good season.
Yeah, it felt like a Star Trek season.
Yeah,
Like,
yes, very much the
felt
last
like
2.
it was a part of the Star Trek universe for once.
Finally, and I loved all the and again, sorry guys for the ones who didn't watch it. They went through this anomaly and kept changing reality, so the ships would change, both the Klingon ship and the Cerritos, the Lower Decks Star Federation ship, and it was really cool, like seeing all the. And again, you can do that with animation without much budget change and everything.
So there's a ship called Sharita.
It's like Cheetos, only without the H, basically. Yeah, it's Cerritos.
So they could call it the Sharita ship, which also,
Yeah.
bad. See, again,
Change it to the Doritos.
Artie coming with the A material that he left out of the latest appearance at Giggle Club.
Yeah.
I blame you, Johnny, because we haven't done this pod in so long that he's out of practice.
I got them all stored up right now.
Hey, do we want a pod in our group chat? Sure. Well, I can't this day, and I can't that day. Then shut up.
I can do it right now.
Yeah.
I can usually pod. I usually pod whenever I'm answering the text, right at that moment.
I know this trivia answer. I wonder if the rest of you do. What television show Michael and Sarah as an American Indian? Native
Wait,
American.
both of them were they were one American Indian?
I'm gonna go Lone Ranger.
Was it Comanche? It was like
No,
an Indian.
that wasn't the name of it, and he might have been a Comanche Indian. I don't know if Don remembers
No,
which.
I'm saying the name of the show was something like that. It was like
no.
Cherokee Pete.
It's also.
How can Michael and Sarah be one Native American Indian?
Is that like Sal?
All right. Moving on from the dad joke, it actually is. It's a show that shares a name with the movie that the TV show is based on, and then later, it was a movie that featured
Lone Ranger.
Let me finish the story, and maybe you'll get this. Travolta, and I want to say maybe Howie Long from football, and oh damn it, the kid that's in
Bubble Boy?
No, it's the kid that he was in that movie Pump Up the Volume.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
So that's the name of the movie, but the TV show had nothing to do with the movie. You know, it was on a train. It was a big action movie and everything.
Christine.
No, but thanks.
River Street.
No.
Jaws.
I love
too.
It's Broken Arrow. And he played
Slater.
That's
Slater. Thank you.
When he switched his face, his face came off.
No, that's Face Off, but that's all right.
Phoebe Besh's daughter's in that movie.
Whose daughter?
Phoebe Besh's daughter, Samantha Mathis, is in that movie because Samantha Mathis was in a movie with my kid, and she was also River Phoenix's girlfriend, and she's there when he's dying on the streets at the Viper
She
Club.
related to Johnny Mathis? Go, Artie, go. Sing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? The cool thing about your description right now was almost called like Artie speak, because that's the way I describe stuff.
Yeah, it's just all.
Remember that one scene with the guy in that movie with the John Travolta? And,
Over by there.
Yeah, over by there.
They're gonna do another Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
Yeah.
It's called Face On. You know?
Two-Face.
Man, this is so weird.
Putting it back on. It's gonna be.
He was good as Santa Claus in that commercial.
I noticed. No, Oh, yes, I have Travolta as Santa. Yes.
Yeah. It's a good one. Yeah.
It's gonna be called Butt Off.
So there's going to be Face Off too, and then also Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah. Face Off also. They're gonna do another Gilmore. Didn't most of the guys?
Yeah, they've already. There's already a teaser trailer out there and everything. Yeah,
it's got Wig on.
Wig on.
Eminem is going to be in Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah, so is MJF, the wrestler.
Yeah.
You
know who was supposed to be Bob Barker in the first one?
Yes, he did.
Bob Barker was in the first one. Do you know who it was supposed to be? His part?
Tell us again. I forget.
Pat Sajak.
No, Ed McMahon.
Really?
Yeah.
But they found out he was dead a while, so they can't do it.
Probably, yeah. I'm sorry. He can't be in the movie. He's dead.
He didn't think it was going to be a good movie, so he turned it down. He told Adam Sandler he was busy. So then
doing what? I was on a flight to Chicago with Ed McMahon in first class. He was a nice guy. Sat there.
Was he nice? Did you talk to him?
Yeah, it was from Hartford to Chicago, and we just
Cool.
talked about Johnny Carson the whole way, so it was really cool.
Oh, his favorite subject.
And the pilot came on and told everybody that he was on board the plane. I'm like, I don't think they like that,
Weird,
but he
yeah.
did it. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, we have a celebrity on board today, Mr. Ed McMahon. And then during the flight, everybody kept coming down the thing to see him.
Of course. So,
Yeah.
if you announce it, he's going to be there.
Right?
Did he spend the
It's like-
entire time looking out the window searching for stars?
No, it was Midwest Express from Hartford to Chicago. It was like an hour and a half flight, so thank God it was quick. But,
Did you tell him any jokes that made him laugh? That would have been the best.
It's so cold, Ed, on this plane.
He's
You're
my
that big.
uncle.
You're
He
the
did
king.
drink.
Yeah, exactly.
He
He's
was
yeah.
drinking. He was drinking.
All the McMahons are related. That's right.
Yeah. Jim McMahon, Ed
Did you
McMahon.
buy
All right.
McMahon.
Forgive me, but Stanley with the most obvious, like Stanley. What do you? And if I may be a guy, what do you think? Stanley wants to know. Did you see? Oh, did you like the Superman trailer? I thought you said, did you see? All right, I'm sorry, Stanley. Yes, I like the Superman trailer. Let's go around the horn.
Yes. I like it. Superman.
Yes.
Crypto. Like it.
Yeah, it looked good. I said it before, but the dog took me out because he looked digital at first. But then I watched it another 12 times and I enjoyed it.
I like the dog part, especially he said, "Crypto, take me
Yeah.
home."
Yeah,
Well, we saw the Sonic movie today, and they showed the Superman trailer before the movie
oh, cool.
in the theater, and after the Superman trailer, my son, who's 9, looked at my wife, and he's like, "I want to see that one."
Yeah.
So,
Raising him right.
Yeah.
Tell him no, because Superman might snap somebody's neck in it. So tell him no.
I don't think he's gonna.
Not to be.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's
his
going
dad
to
might go like this.
Yeah,
no.
don't say anything.
Yeah.
But they-
And also, it's that I like the character that's going to play Jonathan, but it's that big, pasty, pudgy guy, and it's
He's
like,
girthy.
really, that's Jonathan Kent? Okay, all right.
Yeah, alcoholic.
It makes sense.
wife
He's
abuser.
going to have a heart attack.
Well, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, you got a lot of powers, Clark. Now I'm gonna eat this chili cheeseburger right in front of you.
We just ordered gyros, so we're
Yeah.
glad you're home.
And Clark is like, "Hey, Dad, you shouldn't eat that chili cheeseburger." And he's gonna go,
No.
Yeah.
I got it.
"Stay back, stay
Yeah.
back."
No
Don't
powers
touch my
needed.
cheese
I got
fries.
this. Yeah.
The tornado's coming. Don't save me. Watch me die. Stupid.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I have a feeling that the opening scene's going to be him smashing in the snow, because I'm thinking, how can they put all of these things in one movie that they're showing? So he's gonna have to be lying there dying and thinking, remember that time I met the Justice League? And then you see a snippet and he goes, remember that time I stopped a robot? And then a snippet. And I'm thinking that's some way how to make it all happen. Because I know they said there's no origin story. And he already knows Lois. Because he's fighting like robots and dragons and cryptos in there.
Do you think there's going to be like a kryptonite bullet? Because you see Lex Luthor with the gun.
Oh,
with the
yeah.
gun,
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Lex has to win. He only has to win one time. That's it.
Superman and Lois. Everybody, anyone else watch the whole thing?
No.
I did.
And
It was really good. I was preparing because they're going to be at.
Terrificon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Who's going to be
wow,
at Tyler
who's
Hoxon?
who's coming?
Tyler Hoxon, and who was also in Road to Perdition. So when he was,
Was he?
a kid,
Tom Hanks' son.
he was
a little kid?
boy. Yeah.
Oh, was he Tom Hanks'
that's
son in that? Holy cow.
Absolutely. No, he's amazing. When you put 2 and 2 together like that, it's like, this guy's amazing. Also, you know the bodybuilder Joe Weider? He made all those muscle magazines
Yeah.
from like the 70s till he died. There's a Canadian movie that Hecklin played Joe Weider, and it was his whole success story from like rags to riches and stuff. He was fantastic in it. Excellent.
Tyler's a super nice guy. I met him in Chicago. I was supposed to get a photograph with him, but his time expired. And I was with Mike Nagan because we were running late going somewhere. And he had already left. And I'm like, oh, shoot. To his credit, they got word to him that someone didn't get their photograph, and it was me. And they ushered me backstage behind the scenes and everything, and he came out and took a picture with me. But he was actually on his way out, and he heard about it, and he came back and took a picture, which was amazingly awesome. And
Well, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen at Terrificon on August 8th to the 10th. And Lois will be there too.
Biddy.
Bitsy?
Bitsy Tulloch? That's how you say
Tulloch,
it?
something like that. Oh, I
Yeah,
love her.
yeah.
Oh man, she's a
Yeah,
great Lois.
She was on a show called Grimm, which I didn't see,
remember
but
that.
apparently it was really
Mhm.
good. And
Oh,
her
yeah.
husband, he was the star of Grimm. He's going to be there too.
Oh,
at
cool.
Showtime. And Mike Cutlitz, who was Lex Luther,
Oh
is
yeah,
coming back again. So
they're
The
all
best-
coming, man.
The best surprise on Superman and Lois was Redneck Luther and how intimidating it was. And Artie, if you haven't seen it, there's a fantastic
Yep.
fight scene in season 4 where it's on the street in Smallville, and Luther has the street with red sun lamps.
yeah,
So
Oh,
it's just them going at it, and Superman doesn't have powers, and both of them are just beating the hell out of each other.
cool.
And I love, like, that reminds me of the Silver Age when they're on Lexor on the Red Sun planet, and Superman and Luther are beating the hell out of each other. It's good stuff, man.
I gotta watch. I heard a lot of good things about the last season.
Yeah, me too.
I saw the first half of the first season. So
There's
I'm a
still
little
crap. I mean,
catching up.
I don't know, guys, the others that have watched the show, but it's like, hey, look, it's a real big story about Lana's ex-husband and the woman that's running the Smallville newspaper with Lois. I don't care.
Yeah, she's
And,
lost her
And how
job.
about their daughter? I don't care. It's
Well,
like,
you know what, Johnny? Some people do care.
They
Okay.
do.
yeah, okay.
I'm gonna, that's why I'm watching. I'm tuning in to see the adventures of Lana Lang.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That was the girl from was it Entourage?
Entourage, yeah. So I love Emmanuel Sheki or whatever her name. However you say her name.
Yeah.
Entourage. No one
No, and
cares.
I was cool with Lana being in the show, but like, you know, hey, let's spend 20 minutes on her failed marriage with the fireman, and it's like, I don't care.
It brings awareness. You know,
Yeah, maybe
to
people
It brings
firemen.
awareness of what?
It
to
could
firemen
be a
out there.
situation. Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be a situation where you
First
can learn.
responders and everything.
You can learn how to treat people in a marriage, Johnny.
Hmm
That's what
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Is
It's-
there any choking involved in the show? That's what I like.
Sadly, no, but there should
Oh,
be.
okay. Well,
No,
so far
there
I'm
should
into.
be.
So far, I'm watching a lot of Netflix stuff that How to Kill Your Wife. So it's really odd that I went down this tunnel, and I don't know why. Like, guys put their wives in barrels and think they don't get caught. Then they bury them in the yard. They buy
wasn't there that-
concrete, all this stuff.
Wasn't there that old Jack? Was it a Jack Lemmon movie? How to murder your wife or something like that?
Oh, was there?
Yes, where he plays the cartoonist that has
He's a
the
cartoonist, that's
newspaper
right.
strip.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to- I have to watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
You know,
It's
I'm
very
putting them all
60s. It's very 60s with its attitude towards women.
There was a guy
So-
at DC that killed his wife and put her in one of those construction barrels.
Really? At Washington,
Yeah.
D.C.?
No,
Or
no,
DC
DC
Comics?
Comics.
DC
Yeah,
Comics.
back in the
Like-
80s. Yeah.
In the comics or for
He
real?
was an artist. Now that I think
For
about
real.
it, yeah, for real. Yeah.
Wow.
He must
Or
have watched
the-
that Jack Lemmon movie.
Like he
Or
killed
the,
him with a hammer, I believe. I think that's
The
how-
Everyone a hammer.
the guy in Pittsburgh that used to do the Comic-Con that everybody loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it discovered that he killed his wife and everything.
Something like
Right.
that. Yeah.
That was even a
And then he
Dayline.
named he named a comic book shop after his dead wife's name or something. Yeah, it was
Yes,
weird. Yeah, yeah.
It
They
was
found
called-
out the guy with the hammer had just finished watching Superman 3. That's why. he
Yeah,
had
it
the
was
name.
called,
Yeah,
it was
it's
called No Longer With Us Comics.
That's
Yeah.
awful. No.
She's Gone Comics.
I
Finally.
shop it no longer with us. Exactly.
Finally, She's Gone Finally Comics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
enough
Welcome.
said.
Welcome
You guys are
welcome
killing
till
it.
It's Quiet Now comic. Oh, sorry.
Jeez.
Welcome.
Hey,
to-
happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah.
That guy's out now too. That artist.
Popeye?
The cartoonist or the
The
convention
artist
guy?
from DC that murdered his wife is now out.
He's
Do
Do you
listening
not
right
want to
now.
say his name? Do you know his name, Mitch?
Are you getting him for
You
the
know
show?
what? You know what? Your
I don't
friend
know.
Mark Waid knows about him because Mark Waid made a joke about him in the comics, and he got in trouble, and then he got
Oh,
found. It was
All right.
back in, like '86, and it's a thing. It was. He said like he was writing a story. He said, "Oh, in the Flash comic, I believe it said, oh, the Red Hammer Killer's loose," and it was like inferred that, you know.
so
Now
Mark
you
Waid
know
knows.
that.
Mark Waid knows how it was done. Then?
I don't
That's what
know
you're
the
saying?
man's name off the top of my head, but Ordway told me about it. So
Wow.
So
So,
it's gotta be
Mark
true.
Waid's Mark Waid's the guy to call because he knows how it was done.
Wade would know. Yeah, yeah.
Mark
You know,
Waid knows.
I'm talking to Mark on the 8th or the 9th, and it's the 40th anniversary of his first comic book story being published.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Because
Wow.
I was worried about him. He was kind of sick right before the holidays,
Oh, no.
and really just to check in. I'm like, hey man, are you feeling all right? He's like, yeah, I'm a lot better. And
Yeah.
he's like, by the way, if you still want to talk, because I still want to talk Justice League Unlimited with him
Yeah.
and everything else. God, that Batman Robin thing he's doing with
Ugh.
Somni, so good.
Oh,
So good.
40 years. I hope the guy makes it in this industry, man.
Yeah, good luck to it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it up.
he's plugging away. Oh, he'll get there.
Stanley wants to know if we're all going to Terrificon this
I am.
summer. I know at least 3 of us, if not 4 of us, are.
Maybe.
All 6 of us should go.
We'll see.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Franco's going. Artie's there. Wayne's there, and Scoot can come. So who's the other guy?
Wagums.
Oh.
Uh-oh. All right. It was a good run while it lasted. I respect
Yeah,
that.
it was
Indiana Mitch. Yeah.
So I'll be
all right.
traveling from Vegas to Terrificon. That's what you're saying.
Hi, Templeton's coming this year. Somebody just asked about
Is he really?
Yeah. I got a list. I got a whole bunch of people coming, man. I got a whole bunch
Cool.
of people.
I love Ty Templeton. All right. That's great. I'll finally meet him.
Well, here's
Big
the
fan.
thing. Well, Katie Cook's coming, and Andy
Price.
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 Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll be
cool.
here for the first time. Yeah.
Price is
Cool.
right.
The price
Love
is right.
Price.
Mm-hmm.
I keep
Love it.
meaning.
You know who else is coming? Let's see if Artie gets this. I'm going to name the movies: Titanic,
James
The
Cameron.
Phantom, Titanic, The Phantom, and
Kate Winslet.
I know who it
believe
is.
Back to the Future too.
Oh,
I think,
Please.
yeah.
Leonardo
Zabka
DiCaprio.
or something.
No.
Zane? Billy Zane?
Yes, Billy.
He was
Zane.
in Back to the Future too.
Yeah, he was one of the,
Yeah.
the henchmen.
One of the bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll
Yeah, I
be
want
there.
to see him. I just want
Me
to
too.
see him and look at him. You know, just stand in front of him and look at him. I think he's bald now. He'd be a
He is.
He'd
He
be
shaved
like-
his head. Yeah.
be a good Lex Luther too.
I think he was.
He
on
would be a
Twin
good
Peaks.
Luther.
I would describe him as sultry. He does have that sultry swoon
Didn't he-
voice.
Did he do that
Chiseled.
Zalman King 2 Moon Junction? Didn't he do one of those?
Yeah.
Oh,
Diaries?
with Sherilyn
Oh.
Fenn?
Yeah,
Was
Sherilyn
she
Fenn.
like
Yeah.
that? Maybe,
No, the
yeah.
guy that was in Two Moon Junction, if I'm not mistaken, was the same actor that was he was the bad guy in Kindergarten Cop. He was the guy who chased around Arnold. in
Julian
that.
Sand?
No, not that. That guy was in Boxing Helena with
Yes, he
Oh
was.
yeah, okay, yeah. I knew there was some movie I was thinking of.
They never found that guy, right? He got
No,
lost
he
in the
died.
mountains
He went out for a
and they never
walk and
found
never
him?
came back. Yeah,
That's true.
Wow.
Bonneville and
He went-
Julian Sand.
He went for a walk and then it come back.
yeah, yeah. Like out in the hills in
He
California.
got lost on a hike.
Yeah,
or
Wow,
something
just-
like
that's
that.
the best way to go, really.
well,
Man, if you could like arrange that, I'm going for a walk, honey. Let's see.
yeah.
But you know,
Well, what if he like shows up 20 years from now and was like, "Oh, we thought you were dead."
that'd be something. Didn't Olivia Newton-John's husband do that or something?
I was about
Yeah.
to say that, Artie. Very good.
Yeah,
Yes.
but he
Yep.
found him living with dogs or something.
Really?
But the weird, yeah, but the dogs were animated like in that Harrison Ford movie, so it was
Oh
okay.
yeah. Oh,
They
God.
weren't real. Yeah. So that's what Crypto reminded
Like
me of, is that
Crypto,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, like Crypto. Yeah, and that
Other
dog could talk
dogs
back.
that I'm enjoying are in the FX series with Jeff Bridges, the old man, his 2 Rottweilers.
No?
Are they animated too?
No, they're real and they're
They're real dogs?
fantastic, and they are like big
They're-
giant
they're
dogs
real
that are
and they're
incredibly sweet
spectacular.
Yeah.
until they start attacking people, and they really like attack people hard.
You know, we just watched today. Speaking of dogs, we watched Benji, a Benji movie.
Original?
Yeah, one of them where he was rescuing baby cougars, kind of like
Oh, I think
wild cats.
that's Benji off the leash. I think. I
Yeah,
think
he
that
was in the woods. There was only one
I
human
like
in it.
that you know that specific
Yeah.
title of the
Benji
Benji
off the
movies.
leash.
I don't
I do.
remember
I
watching.
do.
I know I seen them as a kid, but I don't remember them. But this one was pretty cool because there was nobody spoke.
Well, he was in one
Just
with
animals.
Chevy Chase. Remember, it's called "Oh Heavenly Dog." I know dog
Really?
movies. Yeah, it's like a mutant.
Was that
American.
Benji in there?
movie.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
true.
it was Benji. Yeah.
Oh no,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the dog is absolutely Benji. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Benji's
Yeah.
smart. And my kids they
I
asked
think
me,
he's
Dad,
dead.
how's
He's
that dog so smart? And I said, well, he read the script. He knows what to
Yeah,
do.
he did, yeah.
You know the great story about the dog that played Benji. You know, he was the dog on Petticoat Junction.
Was
Really?
he really? I was just thinking
Yeah.
of that. The little dog
Wow.
on the track. Yeah.
Legend.
And the
Legendary.
first Benji movie, when he's running around the country and everything, for a while he stays with Edgar Buchanan, who played Uncle Joe on
Oh,
Petticoat Junction, and they hadn't seen each other since Petticoat Junction went off the air in like 1970. So it's like 5 years later, something like that. And as soon as the dog saw Edgar Buchanan, he ran to him, jumped
Wow.
in his lap, and it made Edgar Buchanan cry because he's like, "Oh my God, the dog remembers me," which
Wow.
was so. I think that's so cool, and I
thought
love
it was
that about
funny,
animals.
The dog bit his nutsack. And
He
Get off
peed
my
on him.
nutsack, Sam.
He was,
Hey,
he was
wasn't
sitting in
Petticoat
a vat of
Junction
peanut butter. Yeah.
And it was just, it grossed me out. Those girls were taking a bath in the water supply. It was
in the
my
water
God.
tower, where everyone's getting their drinking water.
Man, I knew.
That's
I
why
knew
it
at
tasted
that.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
And
at that young
Uncle
age.
Joe.
Like,
Uncle
the
Joe
opening-
watching it from the water tower.
Yeah. I
Keep
knew that
going.
at that young age, the opening of Petticoat Junction, the
Petticoat
beginning, when they're all put their towels, and I know that the show That Girl, I knew it was like, yeah, those were Artie shows. I didn't watch them in any volume, even at 4 years old. I just put
I
a
was
show.
sadly I was the same way, Artie. I know
Yeah,
exactly.
like
what
my
you're
God, these girls in Petticoat Junction are so cute.
I told
Yeah.
Barbara Eden this. I told both Barbara Eden and Dawn Wells that. Barbara Eden's like,
Oh no,
that's lovely. How charming.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dawn Wells goes, you're damn right that I was the hottest woman on that
yeah,
show."
she told me the same thing.
That was Raquel Welch tried out for that part. Did you know that for Marianne?
Yeah, well, she turned it down
Really?
because she thought it was stupid. Yeah, she turned it
Oh,
down.
she turned it down. Oh,
I thought she turned it down. Maybe someone will correct me, but
No.
yes.
Good for her. Well, at least she got that part in, Shawshank Redemption after that.
Yeah, that was a good role.
Oh yeah, as the poster.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
Raquel. And
No, that wasn't Raquel.
Yeah,
She's
poster.
she's on the poster. She's on Andy Dufresne's
Yeah,
poster.
but in the book, it's Rita Hayworth because the name
Yeah,
of
that's
that
true.
book-
Rita
you're right.
Hayworth's in the movie part with the hair flip.
Well,
Oh,
it
that's
changed-
right. Then they did
changed
it
over years. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's 10,000 BC or whatever the hell that was. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fur bikini. Boy, oh boy.
Was it Anne Margrock then at the end, or was it?
That's
her?
how the
He
book
just
started.
he just had on his Walkman that song from the Flintstones. I love you both. I ain't gonna be your fool.
I watched the Flintstones
Way out,
Christmas
way out.
special the other day just because I want to see what the hell how that happened.
Which one?
Which
The
Christmas special?
Flintstones Christmas because it takes place in 10,000 BC.
Yeah. There's no baby
Oh, the
Jesus.
Flintstones.
yet.
There's no
Maybe
baby
Jesus
Jesus.
shows up anyway.
They probably
Uh,
knew something that he was coming. You know?
Have you heard the theory that actually the Flintstones takes place in a post-apocalyptic
I've heard
future,
Yeah.
and that's why they have all the 20th century ideas like Christmas and
Yeah.
building.
That's not
Yeah.
true because the Jetsons go back in time to
No.
meet them.
But
I
that makes
understand.
sense for the Flintstones because all the monkeys talk.
Yeah.
Right.
Talking
Right.
monkeys.
And all the
Maybe
animals.
you. That's like alien technology. Maybe
Yeah.
that's
You
where-
think your job is terrible?
Yeah.
The parrot that plays the records and stuff.
yeah.
Or I like the photographs where it's a bird inside with a pick and a hammer, and he chisels a photograph real
Yeah.
In the
fast.
vacuum
have-
was an elephant.
They
just
have
stuck up
animals
over there.
used as the appliances in the kitchen, so you
Right.
know that they have
Right.
animals as appliances in the bathroom. You know.
Oh my
Sure.
God! Who gets that job of flushing?
I don't want to think of what's the
Yeah.
bidet, the animal
What
that's
the-
in.
Your
Did you ever
crap
see the one where
elephant's mouth.
Dino talked? Do you ever see that? Dino
Yeah,
actually had
it's
a
a
voice. It was like,
Snorkosaurus,
yeah, it was like, whoa. He was
and
like
he was a wise
intelligent.
guy. He would play pranks
Yeah.
on and stuff.
Yeah, Dino was a tricky bastard.
Yeah, I didn't like him. Yeah.
Oh, I love. All right, Dino. So Astro over Dino? Is that what you're telling me?
No, Dino's
Yeah.
better than Astro.
Dino's
I
No,
better.
I didn't like Dino in the first episode. When
I
he was
do
a
like-
Snorkosaurus.
I do like Astro sitting next to Georgia, putting his arm around him when they're sitting down on the couch,
Oh yeah.
and he's hanging out with them basically. My
They
good friend
predicted
Brian
a lot of-
Roach.
Right,
They
Roach.
predicted a lot of futures with treadmills and Zoom calls and stuff. That was all from Jetsons.
Mhm.
Harvey
Yeah.
Korman, of course, the Great Gazoo. Hello, dum dums.
I like
What
the
is
one
that?
ongoing gag all the time in the Flintstones was, I gotta stop eating in those cheap restaurants. They always said that
Who
when
said
somebody was fooled or confused.
That was like when they go to the drive-in and they put the Brontosaurus thing.
Yeah.
Car falls over.
and knocks over the car. How do you eat all that and have that food in your stomach? It's like a
Oh, yeah.
20-pound bucket from Harold's.
He was
can't swim
bulimic.
after it.
Oh, you
He
could
was
do it.
bulimic. He purged afterward.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long movie.
Yeah.
You could do it.
I always thought Betty was hotter than Wilma. Betty was like Trixie.
right?
Yeah, right?
Have you guys seen?
That's what everyone says. But you got to look again. Wilma is man. Wilma. Yeah,
No.
there's something about her. Like
And then they had Rosie O'Donnell play her. Oh,
Yeah,
that ruined that.
that.
Yeah, I
That's why you
played
gotta
Betty.
look at. That's why you got to look at Wilma again. Check her out.
Um,
Because there's a scene where she lets her hair down to get ready for bed.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. Little
Boy, oh boy.
Artie's
Is she
pausing.
better?
Wish he could pause the
English stuff,
TV.
so she's like a flat Stan Lee at some point, right?
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the AI made trailers that are supposedly set in the 50s, and they got like
Oh,
the really
yeah.
hotties playing
Yeah.
Wilma and Betty? It's ridiculously funny.
There's
stuff.
Dude, all the screen cards that he uses for those videos, they're like porn pictures, though. I don't know why he does that.
yeah. It'd be hard to fight or
No,
walk in
because
some
I
of those
subscribe
outfits.
to him, but like when they come up on the screen, they're all like, boobs and ass shots. I'm like, hey man, they're good, but why do you got to do that? So
Yeah.
Well, to keep our attention, I guess.
well, it looks awkward when the wife's there and I'm going through my YouTube channels and say, oh look, there's a new one. She's like, what is this? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's funny.
Mike Jones says this reminds me of the scene in Red Dwarf where Lister and the cat are debating Wilma versus Betty.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I like Red Dwarf. Good British comedy, sci-fi comedy.
Pebbles was, remember when she grew up, Pebbles and Bam Bam? Mark Hamill was Bam Bam. I think.
Was he
And
really?
Sally Struthers, wasn't she
Was she?
Pebbles? Or Cheryl Ladd? I know Cheryl Ladd was on
Cheryl
Joseph.
Ladd, I think. It was Cheryl Ladd and Mark Hamill, I think. Yeah.
I like that show with the Bam Bam was never strong though. That's what always bothered me.
But
I like
his strength, right?
Yeah, when he sang in the shower was the best episode.
I liked Flintstones kids.
Don't rock
Would he
now.
wear? Am I mistaken, or would he wear like a little turtle shell on?
Yeah,
Because my love has gone.
It wasn't
And
a
then there was the
turtle.
way outs. Remember that? They sang? But when they do that note, their bodies would separate.
Yeah, they had no arms,
like,
no bodies.
Yeah, like string for bodies. Yeah.
But then there was the Beatles ripoff where they had like 5 members, the Bum Brimmelstones, or
No, that was a real band. The Beau Brummels were the Beau Brummel Stones, and they had a real hit called "Laugh Laugh."
Yeah, bye.
It's in Uncle Buck when Buck is dancing with the neighbor, and it's Laurie Metcalf, and they're dancing together, and that's when Amy Madigan shows up. Shanice, how you doing? But yeah, they're dancing to the real Beau Brummel song "Laugh Laugh," which is the song that they play on that Flintstones episode.
Wasn't Haley Berry in that movie? Or Halle Berry?
In which movie? Yeah, she's in the Flintstones movie. Yeah.
She was the secretary, right?
Yeah, Miss Stone. She was Sharon Stone.
They tried to get Sharon Stone for that part, but she turned it down.
Oh, it was Jay North. Sorry, buddy. Jay North was Bam Bam. I know Mark Hamill was some voiceover.
He was Corey, who was on that Genie show with Joe Besser, Apple. And I was just telling a friend, because we were talking about who made the music for all the Hanna-Barbera shows, and it was that guy Hoyt Curtin is his name, and he's acknowledged on that Rhino CD collection called Picnic Basket. But I know Mark Hamill said originally they were going to have words to the theme song for the Genie cartoon, and it was Mark Hamill singing, and he's like, "Oh, I was so excited! He's like, I knew who Hoyt Curtin was growing up on Hanna-Barbera, and he's like, oh my god, I get to sing a Hoyt Curtin song," and they never used it on the show.
Was he the guy who wrote like Magilla Gorilla, all those lyrics?
Yes. Yes.
Oh wow, really? That was a guy.
Oh yeah, and all the incidental music, all the
good. I like that.
Yeah.
You can find a lot of those songs on YouTube, and they're I wish that they would allow you to use them in parodies, because man, they got great background. I mean, he did all the Johnny Quest music, he did all the Jetsons music, all the Flintstones, Top Cat, all those shows.
ATC.
ATC, exactly.
Like Archie Sugar Sugar, was that a song before the cartoon, or was that from the cartoon?
It was both. It was to market the song, like originally, that was supposed to be a Monkees song, and they turned it down. Don Kirshner, who produced the Monkees, is like, I got this song, it's a guaranteed hit, and they're like, we want to do our own music, go away. So he assembled that studio group with Ron Dante singing lead and a lot of the backup singing, and I don't know how he cut the deal with Archie Comics, but essentially, was on the cartoon, and huge. The late great Victor Gorlick and I talked about how important the song "Sugar Sugar" was for the Archie brand and everything, because it was like if not number one, like the number 2 pop song of 1969. It was ridiculous.
I remember.
I like it. I like it. Like it. It's good. I like it. It's good. Like it. Like it.
I got that song in the back of a honeycomb box. Remember honeycomb cereal? Yeah. You cut it out.
Plastic vinyl.
That was the record. Yeah.
Oh, really?
We talked about that. Me and Victor talked about it. He's like, oh my god, that was like a great promotion and stuff. Mike says Hoyt Curtin also did the theme song for Battle of the Planets.
Nice. I like the name Hoyt. That's a good name.
Hoyt Axton.
Hoyt Axton. Yeah, I was just about to say him. Great character.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Country
and great country singer and songwriter. Amazing country singer.
He was the dad in the Gremlins.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I would get him and Roy Clark confused. Hee-haw guy.
Roy Clark always had that hat on because he was getting a hair transplant.
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good if his last name was Kent, because he could have 3 first names. You know, Roy Clark Kent.
Who's the other guy?
But also
Buck
Roy Kent, isn't that the character from the soccer
Ted
show?
Lasso.
Yeah. Roy Kent. He's here. He's there. He's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Roy
He's
Kent.
on,
Who's Roy
everywhere.
Kent?
Yeah.
He's on Shrinky.
He's on Ted Lasso.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if they ever make the movie, he's Marvel's Hercules.
He's Hercules. Yeah.
Hercules. Is he really? In
Yes.
that flashback scene or end credit thing?
End credit. I don't think it's happening though.
Well, it's the same with Star Fox. You're not going to see that.
I'm not going to see that movie.
You know, they should just make a movie that's all end credits, because that's always the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, they could start with Webzilla, whatever that movie was. The Web Lady, Spider-Man.
Oh, Madam Web.
All right. Did everyone else read the Sony article about the outgoing Sony president that said Madam Web was a good movie, but critics killed it? And because look at all the people that watched it on Netflix. And it's like, just because they were interested in watching the movie does not mean they were happy when the movie was over, dumbass.
Are they
Here's my
still
theory.
watching it? Are they still watching it?
Here's my theory. Okay, the outgoing Sony president said that.
Yeah.
And because they said that, that's why they are now the outgoing Sony
on
president.
their way out.
Yeah.
Well, I hope
He thought Craven was a good movie too. He said.
Mitch took me to see that movie, and it was awful.
Yeah.
And then we saw Venom, and that was pretty bad, but better than Madam Web, and then not as good as Craven.
The Rhino.
Yeah.
Did you saw that one, right? The Rhino
Yeah,
movie?
Yeah.
Rhinos and Craven, yeah.
They were all awful.
I'm gonna watch them all.
Have you seen the Madam Webs yet?
Me, yeah, I saw it.
You saw it?
It the last 10 minutes were awesome, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Like it was good when they showed them in their costumes, because
But not even when they showed them.
it wasn't good. It was the best part of the movie, and but you saw it and like, oh wait, she looks like Spider-Woman. Oh wait,
I like when they showed Sydney Sweden in the Spider-Woman costume, but her costume was on her face, so you can see her.
Yeah,
her
you see her face
cheekbones come over the webbing of the.
It looked like Sharpie.
It was real tight on her face. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they just couldn't start with them as superheroes, but they wanted so hard to make that into the Spider universe, so they put Uncle Ben as the ambulance driver, and they had to make sure. Wait, did we ever see what Uncle Ben did for a living? No, he could be an ambulance. Okay, and then they had baby Peter Parker was born, and it was just I don't know what was happening. It's terrible. Like even in my standards, I always like the hurting ones, but it wasn't good. Like I don't know what they make. They're like, give this to them. They'll like this.
There's a famous movie and a play. The title of it is Waiting for Godot, and Godot never shows up. And that's what these spider villain movies are. And it's like, anyone who knows these characters, it's like, well, sure, Spider-Man's going to be in it, right? No. Well, what are you doing? And what are you doing?
I have a solution that'll make the movie 100% watchable. You take a ball of twine, right, and you fashion a crude spider web.
Yeah.
And you place it in front of your TV, and then watch 50 Shades of Grey. And then you'll be able to watch the.
She's in that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
all three of them.
She gets her powers injected or something.
Yeah.
Don Johnson's daughter.
The spider serum. She gets it. I don't know what's Uncle Ben, Ultimate Spider-Man. And was he some favorite character? Oh, for that new one, that new comic.
Yeah, that Hickman is writing. It's good. It's good. I like it. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'll get
in the same way that the Absolute DC stuff is interesting.
Oh, cool. Different take on them.
Hey, Artie, have you read the Absolute stuff?
No, I know about it, but I haven't read it. We keep selling out at the store. Batman #1. Yeah, people are buying it, and
all three of them are good.
Yeah, we were drawing Batmans with tiny little heads, so everybody could draw their version of Absolute Batman. He had a giant body and tiny little head. He looks like almost like when you get an action figure has a removable helmet, and then when you take the helmet off and the head's real tiny. That's what he looks like to me.
Or it's those, it's those generic Hulk bodies, Artie, that you can get from Mego that are just really, really big, and then you could put a tiny normal head on it and stuff.
Yeah, you could put a Star Wars figure's head on a Mego body, and then you don't look. That's what it looks like to me.
Have you ever seen the Puppet Master movies? There's a character called Pinhead.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm.
He looks like Pinhead.
Yep.
It's what it reminds me of the moment I saw it, and I guess it's cool. I didn't read it, but people like it.
I like
A lot
it.
of people
The
like
story's
it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story is good.
He's
James
just
Bunt wants to know, and forgive me, guys, but to play with the title that I threw up, have we talked yet about how weird the what if stories this season have been? They mostly feel like pointless short stories so far. I hear what you're saying, James. I understand. I was telling Franco before we started that I wasn't crazy about the Mecha Avengers, and I remember that fantastic what if story from the original What If comics where all the like big guns walk away from the Avengers. So Iron Man makes suits for Giant Man and the Wasp that are armored suits, but they're like Iron Man suits. They're not like Transformer suits, basically.
Yeah.
I found them interesting. Some of the stories were the new What If season. I finished watching it today. Some of them weren't so much what if as what the hell.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what is this? But a couple of them come back and make sense in the last episode if you haven't watched it. But overall, I thought the season was pretty good. It was entertaining.
Are they all connected? All the stories connected?
Yeah, at the end.
Not all of them.
Well-
No, not all of them. But because like it leads up to the end. Because like the Watcher does something. He interferes in one of the episodes or whatever. And they talk about it in the end. So it doesn't really correlate.
That's his own role. He
Well,
can't interfere.
But it connects the other seasons together.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Everything-
a
everything
through
comes
line
together at the
from
end.
the other seasons.
Yeah.
Follows
I
through
saw the
this one.
first season was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't get through it all because some of them got boring. I just like.
No,
I
no.
enjoyed them. I enjoyed. So some of the
Yeah.
episodes were hit or miss, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, they were all
The
right.
only one, the Hawkeye and the Shang-Chi was like, if you skip that one, nothing really happened.
I like that episode. I thought it was pretty
Yeah,
good.
but it didn't really affect the overall arc. It was just like,
Well, except for the fact that the Watcher interfered, and like the little
with
kid.
the little kid. Oh,
Right,
okay.
yeah.
Right.
So he interfered. So it again, it doesn't directly correlate, but it kind of does. Like he did that, and they call back to it.
Yeah, but then he also interfered another time too.
Right.
He gave somebody a heads up. It was like,
Yeah.
You guys
But
watch the
I
trailer
enjoyed
for the
that
new Spider-Man cartoon?
yeah, it's coming out. The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh
right?
yeah, I
When is
saw
that?
Oh, the series, the XD series, Disney XD.
Yeah,
Cool.
Disney Plus, whatever. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
deal.
I didn't-
How about
I didn't watch
guys?
that.
Creature Commandos is so good,
Okay.
and I'm so
enjoy it.
relieved that it's good because it's our first taste of James Gunn's ideas for beyond Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. And I love the humor. I love the ultimate violence. I love how dirty it gets
Yeah.
with the
I gotta
sex and
tell
everything.
you, I knew two people. Did you see the episode with the Weasel
Weasel?
character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Two people told me that they cried at the end of that, and I don't know because maybe I watched too much of this stuff. I was like, it was sad, but I wasn't crying. And then
Oh, you need to have a soul, man.
well, no, I don't have to. But the thing of it is, I gotta tell you, and James Gunn, in all seriousness, now, and tonight I was putting Christmas stuff away, and I kept thinking about what this fellow told me. There's a guy at our comic shop who's a retired police officer. You've seen him at my shows too. He's a big guy.
Yes.
And he's telling me he was crying at the end of that. And I stopped and I said, and he reads comics, he's like 60 something years old. I said, why were you crying? He said, because as a black man, I understood what was happening. And then I said, whoa, because that's a whole other perspective I didn't see, obviously. But
Yeah,
the thing
yeah.
is, he was saying the Weasel character was hated because of what he looked like. They didn't care, if he was a good guy or bad guy. As soon as they saw he was weird looking or different looking, they just hated him. And he says, and that's how it was being, a black man growing up. And I said, really? And he says, yeah, you walk into a situation and people just judge you by what you look like without even getting to know you. And that was with the Weasel character. And like I said, that's a perspective I never saw, but the man, when he explained it to me and how touched he was by it, I sat there and I said, son of a fucking bitch, if that James Gunn isn't writing on a level that people just know, because they go, it's just a cartoon.
Mitch,
but it really touched this guy. And I was like, you know what? Good on you, James Gunn, for writing stuff like that.
I'm going to back that guy up.
people.
I'm going to back that guy up on the story you just told because as a writer, when we finish stories, for me personally, when I finish a story, I write stories for me. I write stories because they make me laugh. I write stories that are interesting to me. But once they go out there, they're no longer my stories, and the people that read them have their own interpretations of things.
Yeah.
And it's come back to me a few times in my career where people have come up to me and said, "Oh, I really love when you did this in the book," and I'm like, I wasn't even thinking that.
Right.
I wasn't even thinking that. So there is, a sense of like, you take it inside of you and you make it yours, and you take ownership of that. So I totally agree with that guy.
No, it really stood out to me, and I was like, "Well, I got to go back and rewatch it and see."
Did you?
But even on a level with just the kids in the story, that's what got to me, and I was like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
like, that was like,
I didn't cry, but I get the sentiment. Mitch did all right, and everyone who saw the Otoy unification where Kirk finally sees Spock before Spock dies. I had people telling me, "Oh my God, I cried when I saw it." I'm like, well, I was touched, but I didn't cry at the Weasel thing. I didn't cry with Kirk.
Right.
Well, again,
crying over Weasel.
The
Weasel
Kirk,
have a
thing was,
soul.
the Kirk thing was nice. It was just drawn. I thought it was a little too long, because I was like, okay, can we get
It was hokey.
I loved it. I loved it. I like that it was silent because AI hasn't shown that it works with dialogue yet. I even saw a Christmas thing where Santa goes to Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and Power Girl to help him with something. And again, just like those trailers, Mitch, it's all sexified. But they have dialogue in it, and it's like, they're not there yet. They're not there yet.
Alien Romulus used Ash from the first Alien movie.
Yeah, they did.
So they did use it. They were able to use the dialogue from the actor.
Don't forget Rogue One reanimating poor Peter Cushing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fine line right now because I saw a certain comic shop that we all know, a big one in New York, and they had a AI generated ad 2 days in a row, and they got shit like you wouldn't believe. Like, oh yeah, thanks, taking money out of an artist's mouth. Why don't you hire somebody to draw that picture of Santa Claus and Batman? And
all they got to say we did, and this is what he sent us.
That's
what they should say.
Why don't they just say this is the guy? His name is Al Ignatius. And
Al Ignatius.
But they did it. They doubled down. They did it the next day, and I was like, they don't give a shit. Nah. And they got hit again, and then now I see the ads got pulled. So I'm like, maybe they finally heard about it. But it's like you said, like you see the AI stuff. Like James Earl Jones' voice is all computerized now because he passed away. But every time you hear Darth Vader now, it's going to be a computer synthesized thing. So doesn't that kind of count as like AI, really?
They should give Vader a different voice. They should just, hello.
That's different.
All right.
Hello, Obi-Wan. No,
I am wondering what Scoot thought of any weasels that he's seen.
You like weasels?
I didn't watch it yet. You guys spoiled it for me.
You don't have to watch that. Just any weasel in general. You can talk about.
Oh, any weasel?
Someone else's weasel? Anybody's weasel.
The garden weasel? They make that. I see that commercial all the time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Scoot.
No, I didn't watch a weasel.
That's why you're the best in the business.
That's exactly what I was waiting for, Johnny. I don't know why it took so long.
I was all right. Now I forgot what the hell I was going to say. It must have been really important.
Yeah, it must have been real important. Yeah. I don't want to,
No, I like that in Creature Commandos. I as someone earlier said, I love here. James, in fact, said it. I love the take on Frankenstein. Frankenstein's fantastic in Creature Commandos. David Harbour playing Frankenstein.
Oh, is he really?
And he's great. And I'm really relieved that they brought Rick Flag Sr. in. Because it did bum me out in the second Suicide Squad movie when they killed that Rick Flag. And I'm like, oh, man, I like Rick Flag being part of Task Force Casks. And really, Creature Commandos essentially is the monster version of the Suicide Squad, which is great. Great idea.
He's in the Superman movie,
I figured he was.
Frank Grillo, yeah.
Playing, I'm assuming, Rick Flag Sr. in the movie, I would assume. No, I love, again, and the same thing with What If. I'm really glad that they are using the real actors in these animated things. That's terrific.
So now it's on the center stage. Rick Flag Jr. Put your hands together.
Put your hands together for Mr. Rick Flag Jr. All known as playing the Junior the Cop in the What's Going Down episode of That's My Mama.
Coming in as a challenger, 20-3 is
Did you see
Middleweight Rick Flag Jr.
they pushed the Batman movie back to 2027 today?
I know.
Good, finally.
I know.
I don't need it.
Gosh.
Right after the
amazing that
Penguin. The Penguin was so
somebody
good
has to.
too.
It's amazing that somebody has to write that. They have
I
to
know.
film it. They have to find actors.
And that did you guys
Weird.
watch The Penguin?
Yeah.
Sure.
No,
Oh my God, that was
Great show.
terrific.
Yeah, it
Great
was
show.
good.
I
gotta
like
watch
it a
Woman
lot.
Sopranos, but great show.
it's on my list.
Yeah, it's not. You can't compare to Sopranos. It's not the same.
Why not?
No,
Please
but-
tell me
you
why
could.
not, Artie.
You could
Why?
because there's mafia, but no, it's
Yeah.
not the same. It's not the same as Sopranos. It's a different feel altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I
it's
saw a lot of. I saw. Yeah. I'm
Number
good.
one,
but in the
there's no
beginning, people were
Furio.
saying,
Yeah,
well, people in the beginning were saying it's DC Comics version of Soprano, and then I watched it and I'm like, no, it's not. It's not that. It's like a
there's
Penguin
no
origin
Paulie
story.
Walnuts.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's mostly about the that actor, Maloney, her last name,
Yeah.
Naliati.
Yeah.
I forgot, but man,
Ralph
she's
Cohn's
terrific.
daughter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it was
Falcone's daughter.
cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I keep telling my wife to watch it because she'll like that kind of drama.
Yeah.
And she says, well, it's a comic book. I'm like, yeah, but it just takes place in Gotham City. But you could watch it without knowing Batman stuff.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Very
but
true.
man, it made me watch the Batman movie again, that new movie. And then I went back and finished Penguin. But man, is it good.
They did a
It-
good job of pulling you through the roller coaster of emotions with Oswald, like how you felt
Yeah.
about him, and then they
Yeah.
landed you in the right spot at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's so many twists and turns, and it's just cool. I'd like to see more of more origin stories from characters. Hopefully in
Well, you could watch Madam Web and
yeah, like even
Craven.
Craven.
I watched
Yeah.
that Joker movie. I thought was spectacular.
What,
Man,
the
that
second one?
Second one, my God, it was so
You
good.
liked the second one?
Yeah, it
I
was-
liked it in the theaters, and I tried watching it the other day, and I just fast forwarded it, and I was like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
I don't ever need to see it again, but I'm with Artie that it's a lot better than. My feeling is, and I've said this on other podcasts, that I think people had the expectation, even after seeing the first movie, that eventually this guy is going to be Batman's Moriarty, and it's like, no, that's not the story that Todd Phillips is telling.
Yeah,
This is a pipsqueak that always was and was misunderstood as, oh my God, this guy is going to change everything, and it's like, no, man, I'm just a jerk, and that's
Yeah.
the arc of Harley Quinn coming to that realization was great. Gaga was great in it. I
Yeah,
thought
it
she was
was-
fantastic in it.
it was really cool. If you just separate your story in your head and it's not from the comics, it's a
Correct.
different take. And Joker has a story arc that starts in the first movie and ends in this, and the part two is just the same movie. It just
Yeah.
continues. But
That's
the
exactly
whole
what I've
thing,
been saying, Artie.
it reminded me a lot about when Black Cat and Spider-Man were dating, and he took his mask off and showed he was Peter Parker, and she didn't like him anymore. That's what this is. And
Yes.
it's like it was perfect.
I have a
loved it
question
so
for
much.
you guys. I understand, the whole Joker mentality of the movie, and because I saw the first one, I didn't see the second one. But why couldn't they just make this something else? Make the same movie, but not have it be Joker. Have it be some other clown or something like that. Why did it have to be Joker?
It was
Because
the same character. It's
No,
like
No.
what happens to
Even,
him.
even the first one is what I'm talking about. Even the first one is
The whole
like,
series.
Oh,
I
why did it need to
understand-
be Joker?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that it's Joker, it's DC. People know it. People will go see the movie because of that.
Yeah.
But why couldn't you have taken that story and just made a brand new? The story is brand new, but like brand new characters and not have it set in DC.
Well,
you know, what I'm
without spoiling,
Yeah.
there's a character and moments in Joker 2 that might lead to what you would have liked. But again, I don't want to go further in explaining that. And also, it what I also thought that I liked about this, that I didn't like about the Fox Gotham series, especially given that it lasted for 5 seasons.
Oh yeah.
Again, it's kind of that spider villain waiting for Godot thing. Even though we had Bruce Wayne growing up, I'm
Yeah.
like, it wasn't satisfying in the way Smallville was satisfying.
Right. Yeah.
Because you started thinking all these villains are going to be like 40 years old when he's going to be 20. It's like you're beating up old people, dude. What's the
Yeah. Gotham started out
That's
really
why
cool
Batman
where it
can win
was
all the time.
Gotham started out really cool where it was Detective Gordon and his
Yeah.
partner were solving the Wayne murder.
Yeah.
And and then it just got too involved with other characters, and
All the characters.
they never quite finished that investigation of that. It went other places. But I
Yep.
thought that first season was really cool with that. Like they grounded, made it more like a cop show.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. And
I liked it when they had the Penguin in there because you saw the rise of these
Yeah.
villains as Batman was getting older, So I kind of thought that was, good. But then, like you said, they just kind of went.
yeah,
wild.
I watched
Last
it
season
until
was good.
remember there was a episode where baby Bruce Wayne fought young Joker in a glass house.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's when I saw that and it ended. I'm like, all right, that's it. I don't like nothing else matters to the storyline. Now I just have to wait for him to grow up and be Batman, and then he'll come back after him.
Did you guys ever watch Pennyworth, the Alfred show that was on Stars, and it's
no.
on Max now?
That was
You can
crazy.
find it. I liked it a lot. I really, really liked it, and it played with the origin and had Thomas and Martha meeting Alfred in the '60s in England.
Oh, cool.
But I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun British spy show, very reminiscent of my favorite British '60s spy shows.
Yeah,
And I liked it. I liked
Was
it a lot.
baby Bruce in there too?
Nope,
No.
it's before they got married.
Before.
Mom and dad.
Cool.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, she's
Alfred,
still Martha. I forget her last name.
Oh,
Martha.
McGillicuddy.
Martha.
was it one of
Kane.
the families?
Martha
Was it
Kane.
Arkham?
Yeah, Martha Kane with a K. That's right.
Kane.
Very good,
That's
Wayne.
right. Yeah, Kane. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you
'Cause
think
there was
we'll ever
always-
get a Batman series like how we had the '66 show with all the
We should.
characters in it, but a gritty Batman series with Batman in the show and villains in the show? Or is Batman only going to be used in movies?
I'd like
Did
to
we-
see a
well-
Batman show on
Yeah,
like
because we just saw
Max or
Superman and
something.
Lois show like
The
that.
cartoon-
Did we like Cape Crusader? The Amazon
Yeah.
cartoon?
Animated
Oh, I
film.
think- Yeah,
Oh, I gotta see it. I keep forgetting that.
I'm
it
saying
was-
like a live action show like Superman and
I hear
Lois.
you. I hear you, Scoop. But
I think the rights are still an issue. They're
Really?
still so entwined with the '66 Batman rights. They have to, or else you would have seen. Think of Titans. You didn't see Bruce Wayne in the suit. You saw Bruce Wayne, but
Right.
you didn't see the suit. I think there's still an issue using
I think
Batman.
it's an issue, but I think it's more Michael Uslan's rights versus that they'd probably have to pay him. But that's my suspicion. And honestly, Artie, you got to hook me up with Michael so I can ask him that question directly and stuff. Because I'm reading Paul Kupperberg's fantastic Direct Currents books of interviews with old DC creators and stuff. And man, there is so much great information about DC in the 70s. Bob Rozakis drove the DC bookmobile that they used to do, and they used to tool around neighborhoods in New York and Jersey selling comics out of a van. Hey, little boy, want some candy?
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So, but yeah, and I guess Mike Uslan used to do that as well.
Oh, cool.
I had no idea.
He probably listens to the pod.
Oh, also, another thing to watch, everybody, and it's produced by my good friend Brian Vogt Weiss. Those Icons miniseries, documentary series.
Yes.
They did one on Marvel. They did one on Star Wars. They did one on James Bond. They did one on Batman. And the Spider-Man
movies. Yeah, I just watched
Yep.
that one.
They're great. The Batman movie, or the Batman one about the Batman movie, is really, really good.
So it's
Really
Icons, but produced by Nacelle? Is that what it is? 'Cause
Correct.
I always see that
Correct.
logo. Yeah.
That's
where,
right.
Where are they? Are they
They're
online?
on Amazon
They're on
Prime.
Prime. They're currently
Yeah.
on Prime. Yeah, and I forget what channel they were originally made for, but a lot of Brian's stuff has found its way to Prime. You know, and Brian also made the toys that made us and the movies that made us.
Yeah, I
He's
like
just
those
a
series.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's his and also he produces a lot of stand-up specials for people under the Comedy Dynamics company that he also owns.
Oh.
And yeah, Brian is one of us, legit nerd, massive toy guy. I love his office, just filled with toys, and really knows this stuff. Really, and he's a great guy, great guy.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot. It's good.
It's good.
Oh, and speaking of Bond, did we see that article about?
I did.
Am I
mad.
senile? Am I repeating myself? Forgive me if I am.
But
No,
we
about
saw
how-
We're all mad because Amazon's dropping the ball on this new James Bond movie, and the Broccoli's are like, "What the f?" You know?
Yeah, because they have creative control still. Thank God, because apparently they get what makes James Bond tick a lot better than Amazon, because they had a meeting and some Amazon exec is like, I don't know if I consider James Bond a hero. And I'm like, well, then you're in the wrong meeting. Why don't you leave? And Barbara Broccoli said these guys are idiots. And that's why it's been 3 years and we're no closer to even hearing so-and-so is the new Bond and the new stories in the works. They can't agree because they're like, how about a female Bond? And it's like, no. And that's Barbara Broccoli is saying that. Not a woman who's in charge is saying no to a female Bond. And well, what if we have American actors? No, he's supposed to be a man. He's supposed to be British. And she's even like, hey, if you want to make him gay, okay, we can talk. If you want to make him a person of color, okay, we can talk. But like, don't like, oh, let's make it a woman. No.
Yeah, they should make her the Bond, and then she could say Broccoli, Barbara Broccoli.
Wasn't the latest rumor that Kraven the Hunter was going to be?
Yeah.
Well, that's what someone asked earlier. If the failure of the Kraven movie might hurt his chances to play Bond.
Taylor Johnson or something.
I don't know. But in that movie, like I think we talked about this with Mitch. In that movie, there's a whole Bond sequence in that movie where he goes after a helicopter, and I'm like, holy crap! This it was a cool part of the movie, but I'm like,
does he wear a tuxedo in the scene?
No, but he's like doing a chase on the water and all this. It could have been right out of a James Bond movie. Yeah.
Does he really get bitten by a radioactive lion?
Something like that.
Is that really true?
Yeah.
Because I thought that was. I thought that was
a witch doctor, and she does something to his blood, and there's a lion.
No, because they're going after this mythical, lion that they're hunting down. So the lion. This is a little bit spoilery, but not a lot. But
nobody's
as a kid, it mauls Kraven, and then the lion's blood drips into Kraven's open wounds. So basically, he gets bitten by a radioactive lion. And he's being Kraven,
that's cool. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that with a weasel though, so I get weasel powers.
Well, ask Scoot if he likes
through things. Yeah.
I think it's a good idea to wait for a while with Bond, cast it properly, get solid writing done. I agree with you, Cooper. Yeah, I hope so. And again, wait till it's good, then make it. But apparently they're at loggerheads.
If we were in charge, who would we cast right now as Bond?
Johnny.
Well, honestly, Idris Elba. I would love Idris Elba as Bond.
Oh, I thought
but I know he doesn't want to do it.
No, I'm never going to watch that if you cast Johnny.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to watch with no volume. Yeah, just say, oh yeah, Johnny. There you go. Johnny Bond.
Johnny would say
Greek Bond.
Yoko Bond.
Yoko Bond. My name is Bond. Yoko Bond.
My name is Chips. Yoko Chips.
Yoko Chips. And also, if I were to make a new Bond, I'd set it during the real Cold War of the 60s or 50s.
Like, put them outside with coats on.
Because and it's I said this before, and I know people are like, well, the current international struggle might still work for Bond, but I just think we're too high tech for Bond to work. Like, oh my God, we've got cameras on our person and microphone. It's like, yeah, how you doing? That technology's like very ordinary, and anybody could have it. So I don't know how you do Bond today in today's intelligence world.
Like Mission Impossible movies, they did it.
Yeah, a little bit like that. I was just thinking that, or like some kind of type of adventure. Like, I don't know. I never watched a lot of them, but when my buddy just got
Bond?
Yeah, the last one I saw was that one where he was surfing with Halle Berry.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's the last one I watched.
Yeah, that was
that was supposed to be like she was supposed to be like a
spin-off. Yeah.
Which never happened.
And he was surfing on digital water. He wasn't. It looked like Batman surfing with the Joker.
It was goofy.
And that's the last one I saw.
Tomorrow Never Dies?
I have no idea what it was called.
After Tomorrow Never Dies. It was Die Another Day.
GoldenEye.
Die.
The World
is not enough.
Well,
Tomorrow Never Dies. And then Die Another Day. It was Die Another Day.
But I can say I watched a little bit of every movie because my buddy the Weasel, that's his name, the Weasel, Eddie the Weasel, he just got a giant TV, and we watched all the openings to all of the newer James Bond movies. When he was in the Mexican parade.
Yeah,
that was a good
Daniel
one.
Craig, that one stuck. That was really cool. I didn't know what the movie was, but I saw the opening. That was cool.
That was an Amazon idea that Barbara Broccoli's like, yeah, okay. They're talking about maybe making a prequel with Moneypenny in the field.
Oh,
and it's like, I'd like that. I would be fine with that. Just don't call her 007. I mean, that's Again,
Right.
same with the last movie where, it's a new 007. And it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, color
So-
1 cent.
So my pick maybe is Lex Luthor, Nicholas Holt. Maybe he'd make a good
I would
Bond.
have no problem with Nicholas Holt as Bond.
Yeah.
The new Lex Luthor? Beast?
Yeah.
The guy who, Beast. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
Danish
Beast.
guy, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
you
he
know
is.
what would have been good? The guy that played Magneto.
Oh,
John
yeah.
Oh, Fassbender?
Yeah, Fassbender.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
He'd be good.
Hey,
Well-
speaking of the Amazon Prime getting meddling in the James Bond thing, did you hear about the Netflix thing? I was reading some article where they were talking about in their scripts for their original shows and movies that the writers were given a mandate to put in more casual conversation. So the example they used was like the Lindsay Lohan movie that's on there now is like,
Yeah.
hey, I just got back from this, and I went shopping at Bergdorf and Macy's and this and that and the other thing, and I picked up 2 sweaters and a bracelet. So they want that casual conversation in there so that people could have the TV on in the background and not have to watch it.
Yeah.
So that all the characters are explaining exactly what they're doing.
Oh, no.
That they don't have to watch
Like a
it.
radio show.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
basically.
drop viewers right away.
No,
They're gonna
I'll
see
tell you
nothing
what,
happened in that episode. Yeah.
I did that. What's that movie with it's supposed to be like Die Hard, but it sucks. It's not good at all. It's like it's in the airport. It's got the guy from Jason Bateman.
Yeah,
it-
I want to see that.
No,
Carry
don't
On.
watch.
It's
It
not
sucks.
good?
No,
Yeah, and
because
Tarragon
my wife
Egerton
goes-
or whatever his
my
name
wife
is. Yeah.
goes,
It
oh,
was
it's gonna be
okay.
it's like Die Hard. So she's watching it, and I'm on the laptop doing the whole thing, and I'm watching it, listening to it, and I go, geez, nothing's happening in this movie. I mean, you don't really have to watch it. You can literally listen to it like a book on tape.
That's a mandate from Netflix. That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
really?
I mean, really,
That's
it
the
was
first one?
like, this is boring, man. So,
I'd like to see that. And they got to have the Jimmy the Muscle scene when he goes through security and he had a metal thing in his bag. And
no,
then
they
they
got
said,
good
"What's
actors
in
in
there?"
it. It's the guy
Hold
from
on,
the
Yeah.
Mitch,
Pigs
let Artie
movie.
finish his story. Mitch,
Yeah, it's
let
good.
Artie finish his story, please.
It's a stupid joke, but he
All
said,
right.
"Well, no, it's good." But he said,
Go ahead.
what's in the bag?" And he told the security guy, "It's the head of Jack Kirby." And you're like, "What?" And then Jimmy got pulled to the side and searched.
Sure he did.
What do you mean?
Good search.
Yeah. What do you mean the head of Jack
Dumbass.
Kirby? And he says, "You don't know Jack Kirby created the Marvel Universe." And then it was, "Who created the Marvel Universe?" And they opened his thing, and it was a statue of Jack Kirby's head, a bust of Jack Kirby. That was it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what the movie Carry On should have. That's what I was saying.
Carry On. That's what it's called. Carry
Yeah.
On.
It should
Yeah.
be Carry All. Kitty Carry
But
All.
Carry On.
they promote these movies like it's such a big deal. Like, I wouldn't have seen that in the theaters if it was in the theater.
I want to watch
That's-
it right now.
Gentlemen, that's the big problem right now is nobody wants to go to the theaters,
Nah.
and they make these movies for Netflix or the other streamers, and they're okay, but yeah, they probably wouldn't have played in the theaters. And so if it's not a big popcorn movie like a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie or whatever,
Sonic
it's
3.
Wicked.
Sonic
Red
Sonic 3 doing quite well, Wicked doing quite well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got that good porn site
It's
too.
going to be available on streaming like
Yeah.
the day after tomorrow. Wicked.
Yeah. With
Still
extra
in movie
seats.
theaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still in movie theaters.
I looked on that 360 thing, that app you have on your phone, so you could track your family, and it says I've been home since December 23rd. I haven't left the house, so I'm not going to the theater anytime soon.
We're going
Wait,
to go
this
see
one's a
that.
Herald's.
We're going to
That
see
was
the
it.
Bob
That's
Dylan
21.
movie tomorrow.
Mike
yeah.
Jones,
That looks cool.
Mike Jones says Thor screenwriter who has worked with Netflix a lot has debunked that rumor, thankfully.
Really?
I don't know. 'Cause it
I don't know
seems
either.
to be happening.
I hung
I
out
don't
with
know
the writer from Thor at Columbia College. That's true.
Chemdog says Gladiator 2 on television.
That
soon.
is. Yeah.
Is
They're,
it really?
they're
You can
screwing
stream
their
it. You gotta
own.
buy it. Yeah.
They're screwing their own ability to make money. The fact that they are rushing these movies to streaming, and it's like, all right, when are you guys going to get the memo that you're not making a lot of money from streaming, and you have to rethink your strategy about maybe leaving the movies in a little longer?
Yeah.
I don't understand what they're
Well,
doing. I mean, please,
If I
Franco,
could
tell me.
just-
Please.
Wicked, Gladiator are going to be streaming, but not on any services. You have to buy or rent
Yeah.
to see it on online. Yeah.
But with that in mind, for instance, the Saturday Night Live movie that's been out for just over a month or so, maybe 2 months, is now available to buy or rent, and I would rather spend $6.99 and watch it streaming than go to the theater and watch it.
Well, I told you how pissed we were. We went to see that Red One in the theaters like a sucker, because as soon as it started, it said an Amazon movie, and I looked at my wife and go, "Holy shit! Why did we go pay for this?" She goes, "What?" I go, "It's going to be on Amazon Prime in about 3 weeks." And sure enough, it was for free. And I'm like, fuck, I paid $40, $20 tickets to go see it at the IMAX thing. But I was like,
it would have been cool if you watched it on theater and downloaded it on your phone and tried to sync them up the same room. You know,
it was just like, what the hell?
Or if you recorded it on your phone and then uploaded it to
and have a bootleg copy. Mm-hmm.
The Rock's friend produced it or something, because I saw him talking about how big the success was, and he thanked everybody for going to see the movie, and he was doing all this publicity because it's his first movie since Black Adam, and he was trying to get that stink of off, that disaster.
But it makes sense for Red One. It makes sense financially, and I'll tell you why. Right? So it's an Amazon movie. It always was going to be an Amazon movie, and it was going to be on Amazon eventually or from the very beginning. But releasing it in theaters 2 or 3 weeks before it comes out streaming, they pay for all their advertising and they pay the Rock's salary. So they might not make all their money back, but they're recouping a big chunk of it before they even get to streaming.
Was the movie good, Mitch?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was all right.
Yeah, it's a decent.
It made about $400 million. That's a lot of money.
I don't know how much it made, but Jake Kasdan, the director, I've been a fan. Yeah, that's Lawrence Kasdan's son, I've been a fan of his since the '90s. He made a great movie with Ben Stiller, Ryan O'Neal, and Bill Pullman called Zero Effect. Really good detective movie, and just good action comedy, basically, kind of like Red One. And I've just been a fan of his ever since. I think he's a really, really good filmmaker.
Now, would you call it?
Here we go. Dad joke number 85. Go ahead, Artie.
Call it Red One, or would you call it Red One?
like Red Skull or Red Skull?
Red One implies that it's sore.
Yeah. Ooh.
Red
One. That's
Red One means there's others to choose from.
That's the subtitle under the trailer. Red One. It's difficult to sit down.
Yeah, think about how they give the president nicknames. The Secret Service gives them nicknames like Spread Eagle is on the move.
Yeah,
like
Spread Eagle.
Like the Red One skeleton.
Yeah, they could do Red Skeleton.
Red 5.
Skeleton One.
Red Skeleton.
Red 5.
The Red One.
Red 5 standing by.
Yeah.
Red Skeleton standing by. Red 5
Red 2 standing by.
We'll edit that out.
Simply Red standing by. That's my favorite. When it's the
standing by.
Simply Red. Those are great. I'm sorry. Those Family Guy Star Wars parodies are so great. Yeah. He doesn't like you. I don't even know you. Chris says, Luke. Hey, Muslims. I love that. Yes, you're right, Mike. The Zero Effect movie is a 90s take on Holmes and Watson, basically a blueprint from Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock. Mike, I wouldn't go that far, but I do agree that it obviously is a Holmes pastiche the way Monk was, the way I can't even remember the name of one of the CBS shows. Not Elementary. Not Elementary.
Oh, Elizabeth?
No, the procrastinator or whatever his name was, the instigator, the offender, the was it The Mentalist?
Oh,
Mentalist. Yeah, the Mentalist.
It was Mentalist I'm thinking of. Yeah.
But he was a takeoff on like those guys who would read your fortune or something like that.
But that's kind of what Holmes was. Yeah, but that's kind of what Holmes was able to do was with I observed looking for you that you're back from Afghanistan. Your wife has an itching problem, and you like to play ping pong. And it's like, what? My God, Holmes, how did you figure that out?
The Mentalist.
I do a lot of cocaine, and I make a lot of comments.
It's what I do. I snort cocaine and I make deductions.
Did you watch the Ben Stiller show, the new one, Nutcrackers? You try watching that?
Oh, it was awful. We tried to get through it like 15 minutes in. I'm like, I can't watch this.
Did you know that those were boys? I thought some of them were girls, and I'm not saying anything.
They're all brothers. All four of them are
I must have missed that part
in real life.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
I'm never going to watch that.
I'm never going to watch it either. Don't worry.
It's awful. I just told you not to.
Yeah, I turned it off.
I watched that new Christmas show with Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, but the part 2.
Yeah, it was funny.
Part 2 one.
From last year.
But did you see the part 2 one?
The one that came out like
Yep.
5-6 years
I
ago.
was going to say that was years ago.
It was part 2 though. It was.
It still
was-
came out
Came
5
out
or
last
6
year.
years
Oh,
ago.
okay. I just saw it. It was all
It's
all
new to
cartoon.
you.
It's
Yeah.
like they put him in a cartoon. Like all the first movie I enjoyed.
All
It was
CG.
fine until the elves showed up.
Yeah.
But then the second movie is all elves. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's bad. But
I was laughing at
it
the-
didn't suck. We still liked it.
I was laughing at the SNL Christmas special, and they showed the Eddie Murphy episode when it's like CNN at the North Pole, and like I forget what I think it was bears or whatever
Polar bear,
attacked
yeah.
Santa's workshop and everything, and they kept going to Eddie Murphy as an elf, and he's like, I'm telling you, it's a panic out here. That's like, what's your name, sir? It's not important what my name is. And he's with Cecily Strong, who I've always loved. I got it bad. And he's like, listen to this sexy ass elf. It's a bad situation. I laughed. I thought it was funny. And the Martin Short was good. I gotta say, man, this season of SNL, the 50th season, they're putting a serious effort in. I think it's been consistently funny. A lot of good
Chris
episodes.
Rock
this
and
year.
the Martin Short were one of the better episodes they've done in years. And it was
And
back to back.
Ariana Grande singing off key, and
Ariana
that
Grande.
her viral version of that song Espresso is bigger than the real song Espresso, which cracks me up. That and Ariana Grande is singing the song off key, which is half of the reason why it's hilarious watching her.
You
and
got to
stuff.
pronounce her name right, Johnny. It's Ariana Grande. That's how you say it. Ariana Grande.
And she does the best Jennifer Coolidge. Her and Chloe Fineman doing dueling Jennifer Coolidges. Gosh, gee, I love that. I need a topic. I'm going on a date tonight. Fish. You mean the band or the animal? There's an animal called Fish.
Her name means
Killed me.
large.
Gosh,
Ariana Large.
Yeah.
it's true.
Ariana Grande.
I like Ariana Grande. Yes, I like it.
She's a size. Yeah, I'll have an
And it's
Ariana
ironic because she's so
medium.
tiny. She's tiny though.
He was tiny.
She looks like an elf. I saw her on one of those carpool karaoke things with Jimmy Kimmel or whoever does those
Like
things.
4'10".
Yeah, she's like this big, but
Yes.
she's all angular. If you
Yeah, she does
if
have
you
a
put
wide
her-
eye.
if you put her on on the hood of a Cadillac, she could be one of those hood ornaments. That's like
She could
real
absolutely
angular.
be a hood ornament. Absolutely.
It would make
When
noise.
she's not singing, when she's not singing, she's on top of a 1944 Chrysler hood. Absolutely.
She seems
You
like
know.
she's gonna come over for Audrey's birthday. That'd
Yes.
be one of her friends.
And
Yeah.
that SNL, everyone was raving about her when she played the castrati, like a young Italian singer, and she had a little page boy do and stuff, and that was cute. But I think the espresso with the bridesmaids and Domingo, I think it was just ridiculously funny.
I want to watch this person.
I like it. I like it. I'll send it to you, Artie.
Yeah, thanks.
Sure. Sure. And I agree with Ken Dog. Yeah, and I mean that espresso thing was so big that they did a sequel skit with Carly XCX and everything. Yeah. Very funny.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
That's a
Big British pop star.
Hello.
Yeah, Ariana 16 fluid ounces. Yes, thank you. That's right, because she's a grande.
She's a
She's not a
grande
venti.
espresso.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if she were bigger, she'd be an Ariana Vente. Yeah, that's right.
That's good. I like that joke, John. That was good. That's staying in. That's going in the fight. That's
All right,
going in the show.
All right, I'm leaving it in. Thank
That's
you.
going
Thank
in
you
the
very
show.
much.
Yeah, it's making it.
What else did we Doctor Who Christmas special.
I watched that.
Finally,
I liked it.
It was
I'm
good.
stunned. Thank
never
God.
gonna watch it.
I feel
That's
bad
all
I
right.
got to put subtitles on though, because I can't understand some people anymore. I'm like, what's happening? Like when they go to
Yeah.
talk, I'm like, what?
Is it the accents?
No, I don't. It's
Hello.
going so fast because he was talking to this guy in the lobby. It was like a doorman, and it was funny, but they were going so quick. And maybe the British talk, I'm not used to. I was like, what did he say? I got to go rewind.
Well,
it.
to understand it, you need to have a soul, Mitch.
No, I don't have this.
I get it though. My wife was watching this show about they were Scottish, like Vikings or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and they were on boats,
Scottish
and it
Vikings.
was winter, and they were speaking English, but the accents were so strong. I have
Yeah.
no idea what they were saying.
Yeah.
I'm watching it, and I said, "Do we have subtitles? I can't. I don't know.
Seriously.
I don't know
I
what they
never-
were saying."
My father, I remember distinctly, my father loved the Patrick McNee, Diana Rigg Avengers.
Yeah.
And yet, as I got older, he's like, yeah, I can't watch British TV. I can't understand the accents. And I'm like, but you used to watch like the Avengers and stuff like that. And The Prisoner, that's how I got into The Prisoner. My dad watched The Prisoner. And
Yeah.
Secret
Well,
Agent Man.
I know this as for a fact because I went to the doctor. As you get older,
Yeah.
you can't understand languages anymore.
What?
Yeah, I can't even understand what I'm saying sometimes.
Exactly.
Well, that makes sense. That sadly makes sense, buddy.
That's why a
I'm
lot
with
of
you.
it doesn't go in the final cut. You
Yeah.
know, it's not going
Speaking
in the
of
show.
older, did you guys hear what happened today?
I did.
Jimmy
Oh,
Carter
Jimmy
passed
Carter.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was his
God
birthday
bless him.
too.
He did. No, his birthday was like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but still, I mean, hey, man, he was in hospice
He was
care.
100
for
years
such
old.
a long
For
time.
like over a year or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
He was in
Yeah.
hospice. So, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, sadly, death
Going
watch
off
for a
Jimmy.
long time for the president. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like
Hey,
my buddy. My buddy's a big public radio guy, and he actually got to interview him several times over the years, and told me, he's like, my God, what an intelligent man, and what a good-hearted, I mean, everything he did as an ex-president is like, yeah, that's how you do it, man. I mean, he was really big at Habitat for Humanity, building houses for people and stuff. No, he's a great man. He's a great
didn't
man.
they
Glossing
have, like-
over the biggest thing? He invented the peanut. So we
Yeah,
have
he
that.
Yeah. He did.
Didn't they take him out on like a bed to go vote? I
No, they
think I
took him
remember
to
seeing
go see
footage.
his wife. When his wife passed away, they brought him into the church for the service, and he was
Voted-
was in a
he voted,
bed.
he was in a bed. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like a big like wheelchair bed type
Yeah,
thing.
I was gonna say, it was like Peter Tork in the beginning of the Monkeys when they're pushing
yeah.
the big giant thing
Yeah.
across the street.
He
Man,
voted,
that'd
he
be
voted absentee. He filled out his
that'd be
thingy.
the
Oh,
best
there you
way
go.
to see the movies these days. If you ever need to leave the house, you get to order one of those beds.
Yeah, the worst
Right
way
to the
is to go
theater?
see it like
Well,
Johnny did.
I went to go see
wallet fell
Craven
out of
with
his pocket.
Mitch. Yeah, I went to see Craven with Mitch in a theater I've never been to, and they
Yes.
had like big seats that were basically beds.
That's
Like,
right.
Oh,
He goes, he leans over, he
They were
goes, these
seated,
seats
yeah.
recline. And literally, I reclined, and my feet were up over my head,
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
couldn't see
yeah.
the
It was
screen.
a dentist
I was
office.
like,
Yeah.
what the heck, man? My head was all the way down, and my feet were up. I couldn't
And
see
then,
the
and then there was a button you could heat your seat. That was
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a seat warmer. Yeah.
I like that.
And then
This
the best
is
part
why-
of the whole movie, I'm sorry, the best part of the whole movie was when the movie wasn't even over yet, and this couple sitting next to us just got up and left.
They did. You go, it's not over. They just left.
They were done with the bed.
They were
You know,
done.
Yes.
I forgot. I was talking to Franco earlier because we were going to
Yeah.
go over some celebrity deaths, and Olivia Hussey passed away,
Olivia Hussey,
not
yeah.
very old, and I had
No.
completely forgotten. Do you guys remember? She's Talia al Ghul in the Batman animated series,
Yeah,
and
she
Batman
was.
Is she
Beyond.
really?
She's a
Oh,
hussy.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Romeo
Oh,
and Juliet.
and hey, man, when we were little kids, and they took us to the theater to see Romeo and
Yes.
Juliet, and oops, there's their breasts! Yay!
Yeah.
Oh,
We were all
Yeah,
very
we
happy.
went Catholic school field trip. We all went to see it. And all the nuns were flipping out because all the boys were like, "Oh yeah!"
Should we see
You
that
know?
again?
Yeah, yeah.
She was.
And
She
and
was.
further, did you guys know a year or so ago, she and the guy who played Romeo, I forget who it was, but they were trying to sue
Yeah.
the studio because they were underage actors basically
Really?
doing a nude scene and everything.
Franco
And it's like,
Zeffirelli.
well, that's a great sentiment, but it was 54 years ago, kids. I
And the
think you kind of
funny
waited
thing
too long.
is, they filed the suit the day before the statute of limitations was going to expire, so they couldn't get it in time. It's like, bro, you had 50 years to file this complaint. You're doing it just before the deadline. It's a little fishy. I think the judge threw it out. It was like,
Yeah,
come on.
because they're no longer underage now.
Yeah, they were like, why did
No,
you do this?
It was senior citizens.
And that statue, it's
Hey,
limited.
I
know.
was naked in that movie 50 years ago.
She
Well,
was also,
yeah, I don't know how to break it to you, Grandpa, but you're kind of late to show up, but thank you.
That's the
She
best
played
you ever looked.
Norman Bates' mother in one of those movies,
Yes, Psycho 4.
Psycho 4, with Henry
The
Thomas,
prequel, it's called the Beginning with, yes, Henry Thomas's Norman
who will
Bates.
also be a
Oh.
Terrificon. Elliot from E.T. will be a Terrificon.
Yeah, Verma Farmiga.
Wow.
Verma Farmiga played his mom.
You're right, exactly. Man,
Wonderful.
I'm sorry. I love that we call her, we call Vera Farmiga.
Verma Farmiga.
Verma.
That's her
Verma.
name.
I
never
if I ever have a
finished
daughter,
watching
that's
it.
what I'm naming my daughter, Verma,
Verma.
just to keep the joke going.
I might
Verma.
just name my next kid Farmiga. Farmiga
That's-
Baltazar.
That's
Oh.
like that sounds like it's synonymous with Farina Farmiga as
Yeah.
far as all like breakfast food.
Yeah. yeah.
I always
So
thought
that
my
Farmiga
daughter.
was-
Yeah.
Oatmeal.
So
Greg
you're lucky-
Gumbel died. Greg
Kind of
Gumbel.
Yeah,
Greg Gumbel, yeah.
I knew Greg Gumbel. He was he and Bryant were Chicago originals, and Greg could not have been nicer. Tremendously good guy.
He was working
Really,
this last weekend on football. I don't know what happened. My son goes, "Wasn't he just broadcasting last Sunday?" I go, "I guess."
It's sad. No, it bummed us out. It bummed a lot of us out because those of us who knew him and worked with him, tremendous guy, tremendous guy. And I like Brian too.
Is
What's
he
that?
older than Brian Gumbel or
Yes.
younger?
Yeah, he's the older brother. Yes.
Oh, he's older. Oh, okay.
Yes. They both. My encounters with both of them, they were incredibly good guys. So
I met Brian Gumbel once. He was very nice. Yes.
I was bummed when HBO canceled Real Sports. That was a great news magazine show.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Creator of
Yeah, I remember
HBO
that.
died
Yeah.
tonight.
Which one?
So, I don't know. My son goes, "Hey, Dad, the guy that started HBO died. He was worth billions." I go,
It was
Yeah.
the H.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when we were kids and there were ads for HBO? And maybe this is a New York thing for Mitch and Franco, but well before it was like a national cable service, like it was only available like in a couple cities. It wasn't in Chicago in the 70s. And like they broadcast live the Thrill in Manila, the Ali Frazier third fight.
Right.
in
You had to turn
75.
the box on.
70s.
to get
Yeah,
it.
I
my aunt
remember-
had it.
I remember my parents had a restaurant in Poughkeepsie, New York, and they had an illegal tap into a satellite, whatever, and he would get HBO. And I
Yeah.
remember because I would watch Rocky over and over again because they would show the same movie over and over and over
Oh
again.
yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, back in the mid '70s, I was watching
Yep.
Rocky,
HBO hosts.
HBO.
Yeah. HBO hosts.
Johnny, do you have a list of other people, celebrities that have
I
passed
do.
away this year?
I do.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up in a second.
Margot Kidder.
All right, here we go.
She died years
Yeah,
ago.
was she this year? I forgot.
Oh,
Yeah,
Margaret
she
Kidder
died again.
like
Yeah, she
5
came
years
back for a
again.
little bit.
She
She
died
came back
again.
for a little bit, died
No,
again.
that's awful. Come on
Yeah.
now.
why not?
All right,
Yeah.
let's see.
We
Well,
all
you know,
wish
of course.
for
Go ahead, Artie. What were you going to say?
nothing. Go ahead.
All right, moving on. Here's a list of some of the actors and entertainers that died. The great Darth Vader, James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Donald Sutherland also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly Farrell. Remember that?
Lou Gossett Jr.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, really?
Josh
I didn't know
Street.
about that one.
Iron Eagle.
Movie.
Yeah, Iron Eagle, exactly. Shelley,
Officer and a Gentleman.
Enemy
of
Mine.
course.
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall. Olive.
Oh yeah.
Bring
He's
it, Artie.
Yeah.
He's large. He's Ariana Grande. Yeah.
Exactly.
He's a
Chris from the Blade movies, Chris Christopherson, Whistler.
Oh yeah. Take the ribbon from your
Stars
He
Born.
was kind of young.
That's right.
wasn't
He wrote "Help Remake It to the Night." That boy, Artie, very good.
Me make it.
Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed
Yep.
himself.
How old was Chris Christopherson? He was kind of young, wasn't he?
This is 70s, I think.
I think
Let's
definitely
get naked.
70s. It might have even been late 70s.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to look it up.
He was
But
a Rhodes Scholar. You know
Kyle
that?
Weathers. Yeah,
I
that
can't believe this woman lasted so long until 2024. The
Mando.
original Trixie from The Honeymooners, Joyce Randolph.
Joyce
She
Randolph.
died now?
Yeah.
Really?
Died this year.
Oh my God! I thought she died years ago.
I think her name should be at the end of every credit. And Joyce Randolph. Just put
Exactly.
just put it in everything.
How old was she? 200.
An actor that I know Mitch had stories about, Tony Todd, the Candyman
Oh
himself.
God, yeah, he was such a nice guy.
Hey man, that candy man, man.
3 times.
Hey, man.
he was here.
Hey man.
Shocking Shannon Doherty, a troubled actress.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
Cancer.
God bless
Well
her.
read.
I didn't know Toby Keith died, country musician.
Is it Keith or
Oh yeah, he had
Yeah,
stomach
he had-
cancer.
He
Yeah.
had cancer. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Did not
Oh,
know
wow.
that.
Yeah.
Sergio Mendes of Brazil '66
Oh,
from the '60s.
Oh. Hello, sir.
Dwayne Eddy, one of the great rockers from the early days. The great Roger Corman passed away.
Oh, really?
Yep.
A few
And,
baseball
Richard-
greats too.
Sweating
Right.
to the oldies, Richard Simmons. Come on,
Yeah.
honey, move it.
Oh,
Who's
that's
great?
right.
wow,
Richard.
Chris Christopherson was 88. Somebody put up. That's old. I thought he
Wow.
Don't care who's right or wrong.
Was he was Richard Simmons buried in the little short shorts?
I'm sure he
Oh,
was.
of
Actually,
course.
and he was buried face down, so you could see his butt cheeks in the shorts.
Oh,
Oh my God! no.
Really?
Oh,
Thank
come
you.
on now.
Thank you. Yes.
He's
Oh,
not
goodness.
nice.
Dr. Ruth.
Goodness
Dr.
gracious!
Ruth died?
Thanks.
Oh no shit.
Dr. Ruth died,
Again?
and the great Phil Donahue, the wife
Okay.
of or the husband of Marlo
Oh.
Thomas.
Marlo Thomas, yeah.
Wow,
They did
so
really
she's
well for her.
available now.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that
cool.
girl.
Artie going after 78-year-old.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, baby?
Right at the week, and they go, who's available?
She
That
wasn't
girl.
always 80. Come on, I just want to see her and ask her. Can you just do
You
a
know
hair
they
flip?
bought a
A hair
house
flip.
down here in Westport, a Frank Lloyd Wright house, and knocked it down just so that they have a better view of the water.
Oh yeah, the two guys that invented the airplane, Frank and Lloyd Wright.
Yeah, Frank and Lloyd Wright. Yep.
And yeah, Quincy Jones either died at the end of last year or the beginning of this year. I forget, but
Right.
the great Quincy Jones.
A lot of baseball greats died.
Oh, speaking of Quincy Jones, the guy that was on Mod Squad, Mike Cole.
Yeah, Michael Cole, the white guy on the Mod Squad.
Peggy
Yes,
Lipton was married to Quincy Jones. That's how.
right, and she died a couple years ago. Peggy Lipton.
did,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
only Clarence Williams III. Link is the last one. John
he's
Amos, very good. James, yes, indeed.
Barbara.
And
He's
See,
dead.
now John Amos confuses me because I thought he died in the 70s.
No, not on
when he
TV.
left.
He did.
damn. No, he's talking about Good Times.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
he died on Good Times, I was very confused as a kid because then when I saw him show up in like Die Hard, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, they
Or
killed
Roots?
him.
Yeah.
How about even Roots?
Well,
And he
Roots was
killed off
confusing 'cause
Archie's
it was-
wife too.
It was it was
That's
in
right.
the 70s, so I got confused. Yeah.
Artie's right. They killed off Edith on
Yeah.
Archie Bunker's
I
place.
tell you, that's one of the
82.
saddest scenes ever when he finds her shoe under the
Oh,
bed. Oh my God!
heartbreaking, because he
Crying.
cries. Archie
Yeah.
cries.
Carol
It's
O'Connor,
awesome.
yeah.
Oh
That
no,
was
it's the
great.
best. It's sadly the best Archie Bunker's Place episode because it's just him alone, sad. Oh my
Yeah.
God, heartbreaking. But it's like Gene Stapleton lived another 16 years after they killed off Edith.
yeah.
She's in You Got Mail, the Meg Ryan Hanks movie.
Tony Danza
Tom
movie.
Hanks.
Yeah.
Well, she
Tony
died-
Danza, yeah, how you doing? Yeah,
How you doing? I got this letter. See?
Her character died in All in the Family, not Archie Bunker's Place, right?
no,
Yeah,
Archie
yeah,
Bunker's Place.
it was the premiere episode with that little girl.
No, it was later because she's in like 5 or 10 first season Archie Bunker places.
Oh, she was on that show?
Yeah, because they did a Thanksgiving episode where the Stivics come back from California and everybody's together and everything. But wait, and it was the beginning of the second season that Edith died.
Did you know that show started in like 1969? There was a pilot episode. It was called "Those Were the Days," and that's where that song comes from when they open up All in the Family because Norman
Yes.
Lear thought it was so good he kept it. I never understood why it was called "Those Were the Days." It's like, oh no, that was two pilots ago, and then they did another pilot where it was Justice. And they had the same characters, like Mike was there, and the kid and all that stuff. But
Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Pete Rose died.
Rose.
Richard
died,
Lewis died.
The coach from Cheers died.
Long
that
time
was
ago.
a long ago.
Yeah.
Long time.
I'm just stating,
40 years ago, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Nicholas Colasanto.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tony
He's
Soprano
in
died.
who died?
Tony Soprano, the guy who played
Oh,
Tony
yeah, he died a few years ago as well. Talking about this year, but thank you for playing. Yes.
Yeah. Welcome.
Yes. There was another shocking one.
That
John
one.
Cassaday died. Comic
Who did?
books. John Cassaday.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, poor Johnny. Yeah. Yeah, that was heartbreaking. Johnny's a sweet guy.
He was 53.
Good man.
There was a couple.
Yeah.
Like in a couple of a row. Like it was like John and then
Ramona Fraden died earlier this
Yep,
year.
Ramona Fraden passed away.
Who we loved.
Was Tom Palmer
Ramona
this
was
year?
awesome. Yeah.
Who, Mitch?
Tom Palmer, was that this year?
No, I think it was earlier. I think it was a year or two ago for Palmer.
Did Ramona ever give you your change? I know you're
Yeah,
waiting for your change.
that's hilarious that you remember that, Artie. Yeah, I was in Baltimore. And for people who don't know the story, she wasn't at Baltimore, but she had two representatives there and tons of art. And it was these awesome 6x9 sketches that you could buy. And they were reasonable. They were like $70.
$100.
Well, that's fine, whatever. So I went to buy a Green Arrow that she had drawn. And it's great. And it's like Ollie without the beard. It's Silver Age Green Arrow or a real, 50s, 60s Green Arrow. And, so I knew it was going to be under $100 or whatever. Or no, I saw that it was $70. I go to the ATM and get a bunch of 20s. And I'm like, hi. And they're like, oh, yeah, $70. So I'm like, well, I've got 80. They're like, oh, we don't have change. And I'm like, you're running a booth. How do you not have change? And the guy has the gall to go, well, this is for the lady. And I'm like, the lady would have the sense to stop at the bank and get change because most people are going to be walking around with 20s and not have to go for this ridiculous bullshit that I'm going through now.
Yeah,
Everybody's
get her,
laughing.
Johnny.
Oh, dude, it was both, as you know, that was my show where I was both barrels blazing. And I go, there's a guy who goes, hey, man, I got 210s. I said, fine, give them to these guys because someone else is going to be in the same situation as I am, and they're going to need an extra $10 to make change then. So I get my $10. I'm like, you jerks.
Because I don't lady.
This is in the library. Yeah.
When I'm in my 90s, I'm not going to carry change either. So when someone pays me, I don't care about that. Just give me
make
that
it simple.
$10.
Charge.
Get out of
Hey,
here.
I bet the entire people that were buying stuff would have been happy to spend an extra $10 to have an original Ramona Fraden drawing.
Yeah.
Give me a break. I mean, honestly, because even $80, it was a ridiculous value from this Silver Age, god of an artist.
Yeah.
Badass.
Now, so you got your change? That's all.
I got my change.
All right, good.
So the story had a happy ending, even though I was a complete jerk about it.
There's always room for change,
When it's time to change.
Oh, idiots.
Man.
It's true.
Oh, man. But it broke. I mean, and again, she's in her 90s. We knew it was coming. But, always sad when it actually happens.
What the hell just happened? Who was that guy?
Yes, as James points out, the great baseball player, Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson,
Yes.
He was young, right?
No,
he was only 65. Yeah.
40s,
yeah.
We're starting to get close to that age, so that's young. Damn it!
As the oldest, Wayne and I are months away from each other.
Yeah.
Really?
But as the oldest people in this conversation, believe me, we know.
Yeah, you're like 78 now, right, Johnny?
Because Wayne's in the future too in Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he's 4 months away.
Yes.
It's already February.
He's
where
4
he is.
months away.
Yeah, our groundhog already saw its shadow.
Yeah, I told him, man, we got to replace that groundhog with a baby.
How the hell can he see his shadow if he's buried under snow up there?
He comes out at dark too at night.
Well, it's because it's white and you can see the shadow because it's dark.
Oh, it's racist. Wayne.
Hey, Wayne, how is that Dune prophecy show? And let me explain why I'm asking even more, because it's 10,000 years in the past. It doesn't look very different than whatever's supposed to be the current timeline in the Dune stuff. And is that consistent with I never read the books, so you tell me how consistent it is with the books.
I've only read the first 6 books that Frank wrote.
Oh.
So this is based on what his son and was it Christopher
Nolan?
Golden?
Nolan? Yeah, that works.
Brian Herbert.
Chris Herbert. Yeah.
Was it Brian?
Yeah, it's Chris Herbert, his son Christopher, and this other author. Oh, no, it's Brian Herbert.
Oh, yeah, Brian Herbert.
Brian Herbert's his son, and then some guy named Christopher wrote, and it's either loosely based or based on these other books. I've never read them. The reason why technology seems to be the same is because of the war that they had against the thinking machines, if you want to look at it that way.
Okay.
So, and there's a stagnation in the growth of humanity at that point in time because of that, because there was no thinking machines involved, that you won't see mankind expand. Think of our own growth with AI and everything.
Oh,
we're growing exponentially.
But 10,000 years. See, that's what I'm saying.
But for 10,000, but that's the whole thing. Is that there's it's as a result of the Bootiligen war. It was some type of war against the AI machines, the thinking machines, that the whole empire put an end to that. So there's no creative, there's no real creativity. So if there's no creativity, if you don't have growth through machines or any type of mechanical devices, your civilization is going to stagnate.
Okay.
So that's what you're seeing is the stagnation of civilization.
Yeah, they had Chat GPT back then. So
yeah, and when they're relying, what I like about it is it's really interesting, the politics with because it's all focused on the Bene Gesserit and how they're manipulating the galaxy to what they want for galactic peace, because that's what their whole program is. They want to control the universe so that there's no more wars, and they want to do it subtly through how they control the different houses. And it's quite interesting because especially when you see the Harkonnens do not look like anything from like the Dune movies, or even from any of the Dune movies, the Herbert
Lynch, David Lynch,
the Lynch Dune movies, or the recent Dune movies. It's beautiful. I'm enjoying it. I think it's an interesting series.
I'm listening
It's
to all this,
something
and
to.
it sounds made up. All of this sounds made up.
Yeah, it is all made up. It is.
Oh.
Is it based on books or is it beyond?
Yeah, it's actually based on some of the books. It's based on the
but
Benny Jesuit books.
Yeah, it's the books that that Frank didn't write, but his son wrote. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's sort of like treatments that his father might have had for it, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, okay.
It's sort of like I was thinking it's like Christopher Tolkien and whatever Christopher Tolkien did with the Lord of the Rings stuff.
I didn't know Tolkien's son did stuff with the Tolkien mythology.
I think he did something.
Interesting. He's the Lex Christ of the Tolkien family.
Oh yeah, he didn't get the powers.
No,
no powers.
I'd love to see them to do.
This year, John, Artie?
What's that?
Did Lex Christ make an appearance this year?
I did some comic strips in my sketchbook of Lex Christ, but I never put them out there because my mom will yell at me.
Exactly.
She goes, "Oh, I bet you think that's funny, don't you?" That's what she.
But didn't Lex Ray appear in Flash Gordon?
Yeah, Lex Ray is a planet.
Lex Ray. Yeah.
It was Alex Raymond, an acronym, whatever they call it, anagram of his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
Lex Ray. I wanted.
Hold on. Zoom. There it is.
I can see through it.
I like the effect. Tell me, guys. Tell me about is that a one shot, or are you guys going to do more with Flash for Mad Cave Studios?
They're doing more. They're going to do volume 2. We've done.
You guys are going to do volume 2.
It's going to be more of an anthology.
Yeah.
So we're
doing some of it.
Yeah, our story introduces the book and then finishes.
Guys, I'm telling you, the main Flash book and that Flash Gordon Quarterly.
Yeah,
they are excellent, and
I like them.
The best fresh superhero books of this year.
Right.
And I talked to, and now I'm blanking on who's writing. Is it Jeremy? Jeremy Adams, right? Is he writing the main book?
I'm not sure. I had it nearby, but yeah. What I like about the new book too is you could just open up and start reading, and you're not lost. It throws you in the story. There's no backup, no backstory or nothing. You just know Flash is on Mongo and fighting Ming, and that's the best. Just throw you in there. It's like reading a brand new, like that Superman movie, no origin needed. You already know who he is.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, it was cool. And Ming's an alien in there. It's cool.
And if I'm correct, I believe it was Jeremy that I talked, because I know I talked to the lead writer, and I'm pretty sure it was Jeremy Adams. And when he turned in this pitch, Mad Cave was like, "Hey, you're kind of writing this like a superhero story," and he's like, "Because Flash is a superhero," and they're like, "Oh, okay, you know," and that's good. It's like you should treat Flash like a superhero. He's great.
Yeah.
So am I, Chem Dog. I'm looking forward to the new Aquaman book as well. That'll be good.
Oh, it's the same writer.
It's Gabe. I think Gabe's. I got to look on my phone because I'm pretty sure Gabe Hardman might be writing that. I could be wrong.
I have a question for you guys, Franco and Art. The design for Flash, it reminds me of Al Williamson's version of Flash Gordon.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure because I have all the Flash stuff that Williamson did and Alex Raymond. So I was looking at him going, I know that outfit. That's the Al Williamson version of Flash Gordon.
That's right.
It's based off of the Mego toy.
Okay.
Which Mego made 9-inch Megos, Flash Gordon, but that is based off of the Al Williams comic strip. So I just made it simpler, more easier to draw, more colorful. So I know the Alex Raymond also had shoulder pads. Sometimes he had a bit of armor pieces. And he had a cape at times.
And a cape and a sword.
Yeah. And his helmet was there. I made it more like a wrestling headgear, just to make it simpler. But that's based off of the classic Flash Gordon. It's based off the comic strip, the design, and then the stories are more like towards the serials of the black and white serials, Buster Crabbe shows. Yeah.
Okay, Chem Dog's saying it's Adams and Tim's, but I thought Will Conrad at least did the first couple issues. And Will Conrad, again, because I definitely know he did the first issue at the very least, But yeah, again, another two great superhero people in Adams and Comrade, and I guess Tim's is continuing how good it is. But yeah, it's great series, guys. It's I can't recommend it enough.
I picked up random issues of the new Flash Gordon series. I got free comic book day 1, of course, and then I got like issue 2, maybe issue 1, maybe issue 3. I don't know, but I just pick them up when I see them, and but they're cool.
Real good.
Have you guys been reading the Ghost Machine? Sorry.
Go out and buy it. It's
Yes.
available. It's available now.
Yeah.
I have mine. I read it. It's great.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's funny. What'd you say before that, Wayne?
Oh, have you guys been reading the Ghost Machine titles?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got the first one. That
Some of them.
I did. Yeah.
I like Red.
MacGyver.
I like Geiger. I like Redcoat. I like Junkyard Joe. I haven't read Francis Manipal's book with Pete Tomasi yet, but I'm when I interview one of them or both of them, I will certainly catch up. And no, I like what Jeff is doing. It's a good sci-fi universe. It's an interesting sci-fi universe.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
connected.
Because I know he broke the internet, and when he announced years ago when he was going to Image, everyone was like, "Whoa, what's happening here?" So I'm glad it's like, I'm sure it was leading to this, you know. So it's,
shame on me. I guess Chem Dog when he said Jeremy Adams and Tim's, that's for the Aquaman creative team. Okay. No, Jeremy's killing it, and man, I had no idea when I interviewed Jeremy, and he told me there's that one excellent episode of Supernatural where the brothers go in their TV and they're in a Scooby-Doo episode, and it is the funniest hour I've seen in a really long time, and it's called Scooby Natural, and you can find it on Netflix. Oh my! And Jensen Ackles is hitting on Daphne the whole time, which is hilarious.
So,
and she's completely oblivious and so into Fred that she's not paying attention. And Jinky's Velma's into Sam, the younger brother.
Nice.
And so man, I'm sorry. I tried to watch that second season of Velma with Mindy Kaling, and I think Mindy Kaling is great and really funny. But that show just tries way too hard to be different, and it's just like that's cute, but it's not Scooby-Doo in my opinion. I don't know.
Scooby don't. More like it, right?
We don't indeed.
I'm not going to watch any of it.
And I agree with James Bunt here that Jeff Parker and Doc Shaner's Flash Gordon was a blast. Yeah. That was a great series from Dynamite, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't. Oh, and that's another great thing that's been coming out during Christmas for DC. They did a sequel to the Santa Claus Batman team up from last year, and the second story is a really good story again. Very funny.
That's cool. They're going to have a Flash Gordon free comic book day book, our version of Flash.
Oh, that's
cool.
Yeah.
I got to talk to Dan DiDio about Defenders of the Universe because he's doing that book, and that's Flash Gordon Universe. I like it. Sorry, I'm Marty. Go ahead.
No, that's cool, man. Yeah, he's having a good time. They're also free comic day. They're putting out a Dr. Seuss book, so I'm going to have two comics for free comic day out there.
Wow.
And then they gave me the honorary commemorative artist shirt. I'm the artist for this year. Yeah. So we're going to rock our store. And I've been talking to this band. I want these two guys to come to the store and sing outside. And so I told them I'd contact them soon, but I talked to them a few months ago and they're like, yeah, let's do it. So I asked, do you guys work for hot dogs and beer? And they're like, yeah, we'll do it. I'm like, all right, cool. So
Franco, I like the new theme song for Catching Up with Franco.
Thanks. It's been around for a while. Thanks.
Well, I wasn't paying attention, so it's new to me.
Yeah. Thanks for playing.
I don't watch your show. Why would I watch your show?
Maybe you should. Maybe
not.
Better than that wood balloon thing.
Is that Wood Balloon? Exactly. Same show as the Ramona Frayden show. That's why I was like, Wood Balloon, Ramona Frayden. I didn't get paid on time. And it just, like, by 5 o'clock on Sunday, I was, like when in the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, when the top of your head pulls off and you got the noon whistle blowing, woo, while you're angry. That was me, unfortunately, at that show.
Yeah.
Wood Balloon my ass!
Yeah.
Like,
Kill!
You ever remember that cartoon where the guy wanted peace and quiet and his psychiatrist told him?
Shut up, quiet.
No, not that. It was like his name was Mr. Tweedles, and the psychiatrist told him that you got to find a place to be quiet. And then when he checked in a hotel, all he heard was trumpet next door, and people were laughing. Then he found
I
out
don't
it was
remember that one. That's
yeah. And then he
great.
found out when he opened the door. Finally, he goes, "I need quiet," and it was his psychiatrist and the nurse.
Yeah,
And
the
then
nurse,
his head popped. Remember, shh, but Mr. Tweedle, your nerves. Be careful, you'll
Yeah,
pop.
I remember that.
Well, that was Johnny after that Baltimore show.
When you first started describing that one, I thought it was the one with the bear.
Yeah, quiet, he
sleeping in
knows.
quiet, shut up, quiet. Yeah.
Quiet, he knows, quiet.
That's a good one.
Can't sleep.
Yeah, that's a good one. Absolutely.
Yeah, Mr. Tweedles is good. You should watch that one.
I had this guy on, Bert Kearns, author of pop culture biographies, and he just wrote a biography of Shemp from the Stooges. And I had no idea. And now that I think about it, maybe I did briefly see one of these, but there are like almost a dozen at least Columbia shorts that Shemp made as a solo actor before he rejoined the Stooges. And the blonde that's in all the Shemps, Christine McIntyre, she's in these. And Vernon Dent, who you'll recognize from A Million Stooge shorts, he's in them. And it's the same writers and the same directors, but it's just a Shemp. And if you were to come in the middle, you'd easily go, oh, well, Mo and Larry eventually will show up. And they never do, because it's just about Shemp. And it's great. And it's not, I don't think they call him Shemp. No, I don't think he's billed as Shemp Howard, but I think he's always playing like a different character.
Oh, I see.
And, yeah, they're domestic stories. They're not a job or whatever.
Is he ever drinking a cocktail in one of them? And you could say it was a Shemp cocktail?
I liked it because shrimp. Yeah. That's funny. I like that.
Thanks for diagramming that joke for us.
We got to work on it. Let's see, it's the working area.
He was in Buck Privates. Did you ever see that one with Abbott Costello?
Yes. Well, also, Mitch, he's in another, like he's in 3 Abbott and Costello movies. But as my buddy Bert pointed out, the author, he's like, they also made a movie. I think it's called like Buck Privateers or something, and it's him and the Andrews sisters, and it's basically an Abbott and Costello movie without Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
And it's and it was made like right after Buck Privates and stuff. And also they tried to put him in a couple comedy teams, Shemp, with one with Lon Chaney Jr. That's a horrible movie, and also in another threesome with the former boxer Slepsy and Maxia Rosenblum.
Great name. That's a real
threesome. Yeah, Patty McGregor. Yeah.
Let me tell you.
My sister Andrews and my other sister Andrews and my
David Soul died too. You know.
Who?
Yes, don't give up on us, baby. Hutch from Starsky and Hutch.
We met Hutch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great actor.
And Huggy Bear. Yeah.
And Huggy Bear and Starsky.
He's been dead a while. Yeah, Port Starsky's the only one left now.
Is he gonna die now?
No, Huggy Bear's still alive.
Oh, I thought Fargus had died.
No.
Antonio.
No. Bernie Hamilton died long ago.
Would you say Huggy Bear was the original Snoop Dogg? Would you say that?
Yes. That's why Snoop Dogg played him in Snoop Dogg played him in the movie. Yeah.
Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson.
Yeah, that was good.
Dabney Coleman died too.
Wow, that's good.
I can't remember if that was last year or this year, but I know he died recently.
Okay. Wow, that's great. Wow.
I love Dabney Coleman. Wow. His 80s show, Buffalo Bill, all the episodes are on YouTube. And that was a very, very
funny Loki. Hey, Loki. Wow.
Ka-chow.
Mitch, are you enjoying Harrison Ford shrinking?
Yes. Just finished the season finale. He's very funny in it.
It's got shrinkage.
He's old.
Well, he was in the pool for a long time. It was cold.
Yeah.
He's in that Yellowstone movie, right?
He's in that too, 1923. Season 2 starts next year, but yeah, he's good.
My wife
and of course we'll see how he does as the Red Hulk in the Captain America.
It's sad because it's like he's 82 now. It's like he wanted to do comedy years ago, but they never gave him a chance. It's like, well, at least he got to do it now.
At least he's doing it now.
He's funny in Working Girl. It's a shame because
he's funny. Yeah, he Frisco Kid, Working Girl,
Sabrina.
And then 7 Days and 6 Nights, whatever that horrible
Sabrina.
movie
He's good in Sabrina too. Sure.
Yeah, but he was always very funny because Mark Hamill tells stories that behind the scenes he was cracking them up, but every time people come around, he'd be very serious and tough guy, but behind the scenes he was a whack job. So it was pretty funny.
I like he's always grumpy. I like that.
Yeah,
good stuff.
I like that. Don Perlin died too, comic book wise, 95 years old.
Oh,
who did?
Don Perlin. He was.
Yes, he did. Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night.
Wow.
He gave me one of my very
Midnight.
first portfolio reviews.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, he tore me apart, big time.
They
But in
all
a
do.
good way, though. It helped.
I was gonna say, but you learned from it probably,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Greg
not-
Hildebrand too.
Not in a
Yes,
mean
Greg
way.
Hildebrand.
Poor Greg
Not-
Hildebrand.
I was going to
died.
say,
Oh,
not,
yeah,
in,
he's-
not in a mean way, but tore me apart in a good way. Is what I
Good.
meant.
I'm going to tear you apart.
All right.
And your little friend too.
Little-
That's still probably one of my favorite gifs ever of what's his face?
Arsenio Hall.
God, Arsenio Hall
Oh,
basically
yeah.
like dumping a quart of water out of his mouth as he's spit taking. That's fantastic. I love that.
Coming to America. Yeah.
Good stuff. I liked the sequel enough. It was all right for what it was. It was on Amazon, the Coming to America sequel. And I really liked the Netflix Axel Foley movie.
That was a
that
good
was-
movie. That could have been
Yeah.
in theaters. I would have paid to see
Yeah.
that one.
Aquel.
That guy died too. The guy from Beverly Hills
Sergio?
Cop. No, the older guy, the chubby guy.
The
with
captain? His captain in Detroit.
Taggart.
Yeah,
Taggart,
whatever.
not
the
Taggart.
actor.
The other guy.
Oh, no,
Banana.
you're right. Taggart died. That's right, John. I forget his name. The character
John
actor.
Ashton.
Sure.
Ashton. No,
Great
Ashton.
actor. Very
Yeah.
funny in Midnight Run.
Yes.
Banana and a tailpipe guy.
Yeah.
I'm calling no.
Boy, this is true. Chemdog wants to know, has anyone seen the two Tom Baker short messages he put out? One a Christmas message and the other because yesterday was the 50th anniversary of his first Doctor Who story. I have. He's in his 90s. He's very, very thin, but seems to be very fit still and still making those Big Finish audios doing new adventures of the Fourth Doctor. And he's still got that voice.
How
He's
about
the
that?
man.
How about that Dick Van Dyke? Holy crap!
99. I love the Coldplay video. Oh my God. That I almost cried at that, Mitch. I still haven't cried, but that had me close to tears because it's especially if you watch the 7-minute one and not just the song, but a lot of the interview stuff he does with the Coldplay guy. It's very sweet. And clearly the Coldplay guy really respects and loves him. And it really, and even when he starts singing the song with the Coldplay guy, it's like, that's adorable. He's the
I
man.
wish
You gotta
I
love
wish I had a soul, then I would cry.
Yeah.
You know,
Both of you guys.
that made me rewatch it. You can find it, I think, on Pluto. There was a Diagnosis Murder episode where Mike Connors came back as Mannix.
Wow.
And not only did he come back and they solve a mystery together, it's a mystery from the original Mannix series. And they have footage from the original episode and a lot of the actors, including Pernell Roberts and Beverly Garland, come back in the 90s and play the same characters, 20 years later. But it's fantastic. I mean, it starts with somebody coming in the ER with a gunshot wound, and it's Joe Mannix in like his 70s. And Dick Van Dyke's like, Joe, you got to retire. My God, why are you still doing it? Shut up. It's a flesh wound. And it's so great because it totally is a Mannix episode 20 years later. I loved Mannix. I'm sorry. That was a stupid but a fantastic action show. So
My dad watches it all the time still on one of those channels.
there you go. Come on. Chemdog says Baker is turning 91 on January 20th. Romana, help me with my depends.
That depends.
It's true.
Depends.
Oh, that's funny. That was Mel Brooks's answer when they asked him boxers or briefs, and he said depends. And it's like you can take that two ways. Obviously, that's fantastic.
I like that.
That's funny.
Ka-chow.
Yep.
Funny.
Ka-chow. Thank you, Owen.
Yeah.
Ka-chow. By the way, all right, Star Trek doing that, Lower Decks doing those alternate universes and stuff. Really, like, I hate to say it because I grew up loving the idea of alternate universes. Philip K. Dick and all those great Justice League, Justice Society crossovers and stuff in the comics. With Marvel, it's like, okay, you beat this dead horse. Fuck you. Stop.
Oh,
Please
yeah,
stop.
intercourse your family.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I know. Sorry, I
Intercourse
know.
everybody.
I can't believe
Male offspring of a
I
female
can't
dog.
believe that Artie has not referred to Dick Van Dyke's alternate
Well,
name.
I wanted to, but I don't want to talk.
You can. You can. Say it.
Penis fan lesbian. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
But
Speaking of
it
female
was
dogs, have you seen that new Amy Adams movie, Night Bitch? Have you seen that?
No.
really.
I saw the ad for it.
She a werewolf or something?
I don't know.
No,
I've
it was
never
weird
watched
because it was on my Disney Plus, and it came across the top with the banner. I go, wow.
I think people got annoyed with that, yeah, because it was.
Yeah, I was like, come on, man, it's for kids. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm never gonna watch that ever.
But
People
yeah,
don't.
I'm kind of sick of
You'll
Marvel's
watch it
alternate
with the
universe.
sound off. You'll watch it.
Sound off, yeah.
Woo!
I mean, I like
Scenes.
Deadpool and Wolverine fine, but it's like, again,
Yeah, I
it's like
that.
too many times to the well, boys and girls. You got to stop.
Yeah,
I
Alternate
like
universes.
the Agatha all along. I got a crush on that.
that
Agatha.
was good. Yeah,
Catherine.
I like Catherine Hahn too. I did not like the series because, again, it's
Too
much
soon.
like these spider villain movies. It's like I didn't ask for a movie about the Fantastic Four's babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not
It's
who
like-
she is in the show, though.
She's
No, I realize that, and also, let's make her young. And it's like, okay,
that
I
was,
guess.
that was okay. Like
And
the
she's-
last 2 episodes
yeah,
made
but
up
they
for the
aged
whole
her out
series.
at the end.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't she the first Marvel character thingy to have nakedity on the screen?
Yes.
Was she naked in the show?
Yeah,
In the very
ass
first
naked.
episode, because
Yeah,
she
you
walks
see
out
it.
of the house when she's talking to the neighbor.
Oh,
and then
that's right.
When she walks back, you see her.
But she
her
got things
Botox.
covering her bits. She's
Yeah,
behind
you
the
can see her
bush.
Oh, you
Botox
saw
when she
her ass.
walks
You
away.
saw her ass crack.
Saw your butt crack?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the full thing. Yeah.
And then
full-
Audrey Plaza wore something really cool.
Audrey Plaza. Oh yeah, the
Aubrey Plaza.
yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot what they
I'm a
called.
big
She was
fan.
Death, right?
Death.
She
Yeah.
played Death.
Lady Death.
I wonder, is she the same character who loves Thanos?
Yes,
Yeah, it's gotta be.
because it
Yes.
said Death created by Jim Starlin at the end.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, I didn't
Yep.
know that.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm okay with that. The show was okay. Like it was one of
It
the
was awful
Where-
singy.
yeah, it wasn't the best one, but it was better than the worst ones.
Well, and I pretty much have liked Catherine Hahn and everything else she's ever done.
Yeah.
You know, I think she's a great actress. Again, I'm like kind of like what I was saying the other day about Michelle Yeoh in Star Trek. It's like great actress. I can't stand this character they wrote for you and the way they've written your character. I mean, like again, not to beat. Here's my dead horse that I keep beating: the Section 31 movie that's coming up in less than a month. Crap. Looks like crap.
They should make a show about a dead horse. You know, this one is when you talk about beating a dead horse,
Yeah,
and
beating
that's
it,
what
yeah.
that's what it's about. You know.
It's
Yeah.
like Mr.
All right,
Ed,
then.
but it's
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
They're dead.
Like
Right,
that Agatha show. I wanted some of the characters to die, just to get
Yeah.
rid of them, so I don't have to
Most
see
of
them
them
anymore.
did die.
They did.
And it killed the babysitter housewife lady. I forgot
Yeah,
her
the
name.
girl from 70s show.
And she didn't have powers though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And I liked the boy; he was okay. But
He
it
lived.
set up a season 2. That's what season 1 was, because they needed set up for season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
'cause
know,
they're
that's
trying
what
to
I
find
felt
the other
like.
brother.
Yeah, and like they should have started that story with the first season, I think.
Well, that's
Like,
what
I
they
think
do
they
with
took a
the
little long.
television series. They kind of want you to watch more.
But they had an idea. Like, here's what we're gonna do, but we're gonna explain it first with the first season. So
Yeah.
I thought, like, the last 2 episodes is where it should have started. I thought.
But I think they're kind of clever
Yeah.
because they're doing the same thing that they did with Batman, and they're like, well, you can't do Batman because of syndication. You know and they're
Oh.
like, okay, we'll do Superman, and then we'll do Justice League, and then we'll do Justice League. You know, like they keep changing the title. So basically, it's WandaVision, and then Agatha. The story kind of follows along.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Wanda's still my favorite out of all the Marvel shows.
Which one?
Wanda.
Mine is Falcon Winter Soldier.
Ah,
Mine's
and
Loki.
I like them.
Loki, well, yeah, I can appreciate that. And I did like Hawkeye, especially as a Christmas series.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that
Yeah,
was-
I like Hawkeye a lot. Yeah.
And I liked Secret Invasion. I liked a lot.
Did you really already? I couldn't-
did.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was rooting for that so hard, and to me, it just fell apart. It really fell
I
apart.
watched it all in one night.
Haven't
Like
watched
the
it.
whole thing. Sat and watched the whole thing. And I liked it because it was a Nick Fury story.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why I was rooting for it, but I just felt
Yeah.
like they kind of crapped the bed, if you will.
Say
Oh.
what again? Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was interesting stuff in it. I liked the Skrulls in it and everything,
Yeah.
but I just felt the story kind of was weak.
Do you think
Yeah, it was
dogs in the
okay.
Marvel universe go scroll?
They might, yeah. They might be Skrulls, you know.
What were you going to ask, Artie?
I
Sorry.
forgot.
Oh,
Maybe
I don't know.
His wife was a Skrull. I like that part.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was. Oh, I was gonna say that if you watch that and then watch the first Captain Marvel movie,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it makes the Captain Marvel movie better. Yeah,
Little bit.
it makes more
Little bit.
sense. A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
So if you hated it, you may not hate it. the second time around.
Do you think in the future, like when people go back and watch these as like vintage shows or TV shows, are they going to be very confused by? Wait a minute, you have to watch this first and then that and this to make it all make sense.
Yeah, I think so. It's hard to know where to start.
And also, is it my imagination? Because I was watching Agatha all along, and you go to the Marvel site on the Disney Plus app, and they have it chronologically, right? They have things chronologically in like one of those feeds.
Correct.
So you can watch it all. Oh, that's
Yes.
Right.
It starts with like Captain America or something. Like
right, First Avenger. Yeah.
But that's cool. You could still watch it that way. It makes sense.
Well, that's why I'm curious where in the timeline the new Fantastic Four is going to start.
Oh yeah, I hope it's a time jump movie. Like
I kind of think it is. I kind of think they go into the negative zone and come back out in the modern world. That's my
that'd be cool. Yeah.
I hope they just go crazy with it, and it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be a spectacle, like craziness.
Well, I'd actually like it to make sense. Forgive me.
But I mean, like, it doesn't have to fit in the real world, like making sense. Like,
oh no,
make it comic book style, crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You know?
It'd be cool if they got their powers by going into the negative zone and then they come out like the other side in the future or something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
My only slight eye roll is that they made Silver Surfer a woman, and it's like, there are a million other cosmic women that they could have chosen instead. It's like, can you leave the Silver Surfer alone and let him be Norrin Radd? Because I really think it's a great story.
Yeah,
but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like the Fantastic Four movies where the Silver Surfer was in it, the guy that played Reed Richards in that, I read some article where he's going to be in one of the new Marvel movies.
I saw that
as Reed Richards.
Oh, cool.
Ian Gofford or whatever.
Yeah. How does that work? Given that
I don't know, Johnny.
I don't know.
Well, they could do it because they had Johnny Storm in the Deadpool one,
which was great.
Yeah,
that was a great pickout. That was a great pickout.
They could do whatever. And
well, but again, alternate universes. So yeah.
I think we're dealing with an alternate universe with the Fantastic Four. If you look what New York looks like, it doesn't look like New York in the 60s.
Oh,
so
right.
they're mixing the two together. They're mixing.
You think they're going to punch through the whole of the universe and bring the X-Men with them?
Pretty much.
Sure.
I think that's what happened with Monica when she traveled at the end of Captain Marvel 2 to the Fox universe.
Yeah, she was like making out with Beast or something.
Yeah, something like that. But no, I think the Fantastic Four movie is going to be in an alternate universe because of the look of it. If you look at what the buildings look like, it's trying to like do like a Jetsons version of the 60s.
But do you think the Fantastic Four is going to have 4 of them in there? Like, why? They can make it 5.
Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it?
Too. Herbie's
Herbie
kind of reset it.
Herbie.
Yeah, Herbie's a robot. I don't know how to break it to everybody, but Herbie is not a member of the Fantastic Four. He's equipment. I know he was in the 80s cartoon, but that's only because people were stupid.
Yeah, he's like an iPad, like it's a tool.
They didn't want to put the torch in there.
Whoa. Right. I don't want any children to light themselves on fire. Jesus.
That's good because I was about to, and then I saw he wasn't in it.
I had the match in my hand. Exactly.
Human Torch isn't in it, so I guess I'll just watch Firestar. She's on fire too. Yeah.
Who I blew it at Mitch's show when Kathy, what's her name? Kathy Garver. And also, I should have gushed at her about being sissy on Family Affair. Because my sister and I were like completely addicts about Family Affair when we were little kids. And she's like, hey, I saw the reruns, right? Should I watch it? I'm like, only if you want to die of diabetes. It's so saccharine. Like, it's so sappily horrible. And the only reason why we watched it was we were 5 and 10 years old at the time. It's a horrible show. But she was great at Kathy Garver.
Johnny,
was she the voice of Firestar?
She was the voice of Firestar. Yeah, Johnny Whitaker, he bitch slapped me on the internet the other day.
Really?
Finally.
He's scary looking now.
No, because we did a thing about Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, and he goes, great show, guys. Maybe you can have me on as a guest, and I can tell you everything you got wrong. And he put wrong in all caps. I'm like, well.
Hilarious.
You should have wrote back and said, no thanks, our card's full this year.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell, man? You can
Shut up, Jody. Nobody cares, Jody.
Private message. You didn't have to do it on a public YouTube page, but whatever.
Yeah. You should just retweet that every day.
I
just
think
post that every day.
By the look of Scoot's sleepy face, I think it might be time to wrap.
Yeah, we can wrap. We're good. No, we did good.
But seriously,
job,
before we
boys.
go, Scoot, tell us about the Weasel. Which one did you like?
Weasel. Which Weasel?
Pauly Shore, the Weasel.
There you go. The Weasel.
Or Bobby the Brain Heenan, who used to be called Weasel in the ring.
Yeah.
There you
What was
go.
the
I
kid on
saw
Little
Bobby
Rascals?
the Brain Heenan get into a weasel costume because he lost a match against Mad Dog Vachon. And that was the stipulation, was if Mad Dog beat him, Bobby would have to go into the weasel suit, and Mad Dog put a sleeper hold on him and then put Bobby in the weasel suit.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I got to hang out with him many times in the 90s. Ridiculously nice guy and a very down-to-earth, sweet guy. And learned a lot hearing about behind-the-scenes wrestling stuff. It was fantastic. Great, great guy. And it bummed me out when he got sick. And obviously when he passed away as well. But very, very good guy. Hey.
Weasels are quite popular. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
All right.
Thanks for coming to our
watching us.
anniversary show. We'll be back again next year for at least one show.
And we'll and oh man, we ran out of time. Ghost stories. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll do it
I
next year.
just have one.
We'll
My
do it
mic.
next year.
I can't
Yeah.
talk right now. My mic is off.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on
Let's
to
take
it. Hold
more
on to the
stuff.
story on the next show. We'll do ghost stories.
I was on the
All right.
wrong show.
Yeah.
I like Pink very much, Lois.
Seriously.
I like Pink very much, Lois.
I
Yeah,
hope
so
he says that
tomorrow
in the
Artie's
movie.
joining us. So
Oh, good.
I
Because
like
I was
very
like,
much
I got
Lois.
the email. I was like, we're doing this tonight. And I came down and go, oh, fuck, I'm on the wrong show.
Yeah,
I
intercourse.
was too
Yeah.
embarrassed to leave, so I just kind of hung out.
yeah.
That's all right. We liked you here. I
Thank
like
you.
your hat. Yeah.
Seriously, I got a cold. I'm sick as a fucking dog, but
Wow,
Yeah.
you're
Here's
you're
better
making
hat.
love to a dog.
Yeah.
What?
Well, look at that. Wayne's World.
Sweet.
Well, I'll just
I
wait
was
for
doing
it.
this all night long. I kept going, oh, my ears.
Yeah. Wasn't this
All
a
right,
4-hour episode?
We'll talk to you later.
All right, man, you
Take it
guys
easy.
are
Thank you very
awesome. Okay,
much.
bye-bye.